Welcome to episode 1 of Mini Mario. So essentially how this is going to work is we're going to be playing every single level of New Super Mario Bros. Wii as Mini Mario. It's pretty self-explanatory, and I just am doing this to try to get some more daily uploads sort of thing, just promote myself to upload more often. And here's what you guys can expect from this season. So I'll be trying to upload every day until I beat the game. I will not be 100%ing the game for two reasons. One, I don't know where every star coin is, and so it's just going to be a lot harder for me to try to find those. Also, can I get the flag without getting big? I can. Okay, that's important to remember. And then the other reason is this may or may not be on an emulator, and some of the levels might be a little bit broken when I try to go up into the sky. So to make sure that I can actually finish every level, I won't be getting every single star coin. And yeah, other than that, every single day I'll just be picking a random word and telling you guys a story that I think of when I get that word. I'll kind of explain it in episode 2. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. And with that, I guess I'll see you in the next episode. These are going to be like really short videos, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to do. So thanks for watching, and adios. Here we are in episode 2. Today's word is spell. I just use a random noun generator, and the word it gave me is spell. So now I just have to think of a story that has to do with spell. And the first thing that comes to mind is, for those of you who don't know, which is probably everyone because I've never talked about it on my channel before, I'm a pretty big Harry Potter fan. Me and my wife just watched all the Harry Potters over Christmas, which was the first time I've watched them in quite a long time. But before that, I probably watched at least 5 of the 8 Harry Potter movies every year. You know, I didn't get to every single one every year, but I was pretty into Harry Potter. And my cousins were also into Harry Potter growing up. And so one thing we would like to do is we'd get either just sticks from outside or wooden dowels from the store, and we would put hot glue on them and then paint them to look like Harry Potter wands. And they actually come out looking super nice. You can put a lot of detail into them with that. Obviously you can't make every single Harry Potter wand, but if you guys ever want to make a cheap wand, literally all you gotta do, get a wooden dowel, put some hot glue on it, and then paint it to look however you want to look. And oh boy, this is some terrible controls right here. But there we go. That's episode 2 done. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for watching, and adios. For episode 3, today's word is proprietor. Now, I don't actually know what proprietor means, so I had to look it up. A proprietor is the owner of a business or holder of property. And the first thing that comes to mind when I hear that, I might die right here. Nope, we're good. First thing that comes to mind when I think of that is Monopoly. I absolutely love Monopoly. My 3 favorite games, arguably, are Minecraft, Monopoly, and Mario. It's the 3 M's. They're just such good games. And here's just a few tips of how to win Monopoly. So you can go on YouTube and you can look up videos of how to win Monopoly. They've got some pretty good tips that'll, you know, make you win a lot of the time, or at least increase your odds of winning. Here's the most important things that are probably in some videos, but not in every video. So the first and most obvious is line up your houses so that people land when they're 7 spaces away. So rolling a 7 is the most likely roll in Monopoly. And then after that, it's 5, or after that, it's 6 and 8, and then it's 5 and 9, etc., etc. Getting further away from 7 just makes your odds go down. One thing that you need to realize, though, and we're gonna actually hesitate at the end of this video. Here's what we'll do really quick. Actually, let's finish this, okay? And then I'll be it the other way as well. So one thing you have to realize is you might think that rolling a 6 or rolling an 8 has the same odds, which is kind of true, because the odds you roll a 6 with 2 dice is a 5 out of 36, and the odds that you roll an 8 with 2 dice is also a 5 out of 36, and then increasing to 5 and 9, it's a 4 out of 36. So you might think that the odds are even, but one thing you have to remember when playing Monopoly is if you can choose to put houses on a spot that's 5 spaces away from your opponent or 9 spaces away from your opponent, in just one roll, the odds of them landing on the 5 or a 9 is exactly the same. However, let's pretend they roll like double 1s or double 2s or double 3s. So they're gonna have to take another turn, and so it's actually barely more likely that they'll end up landing on the spot that's 9 spaces away than they are on the spot that's 5 spaces away. I also realized that I kind of need a Yoshi to finish this level. So there's another piece of Monopoly advice. I'm trying to think of other pieces of advice. Another one that's kind of important if you play how you're supposed to is I believe there are 32 houses in the game. And once all of the houses are used up, you just can't buy more houses. So unless somebody has enough money to go straight to hotels, they're just kind of dead if there's no more houses. And so most people would say that the orange and the red Monopolies are the best Monopolies in the game. However, if you can own the brown and the light blue, you're pretty set, because then you can buy, let's see, what's 4 times 5? That's 20. With just those properties, you're not going to earn a ton of money, but there's only 12 more houses for everyone else to split evenly. So just a few things to think about. Anyways, thanks for watching today's video. I'll see you in tomorrow's. Adios. Today's word is height. I don't think I talk about my height very much on this channel, but I know I have mentioned it once or twice in a live stream. So for all of you Americans, and like those 2 other countries that are kind of weird, I'm 6'6", maybe 6'5.5", almost 6'6". For all of you non-Americans, I'm roughly 198 or 197 centimeters. I think it's around there, within a centimeter of that. And so personally, I would say that I'm kind of on the line of tall and super tall. I think lots of people would say you're super tall once you're, you know, up there. I would say I'm not quite super tall, because I know several people who are at least my height, if not taller than me. And so the reason for that, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Basically, I think that I'm not super tall unless I didn't know anyone who's taller than me. Once I was like 6'8", maybe 6'9", then I would say, you know, I'm definitely super tall, because I think I've only ever met maybe 3 people who are that tall. Whereas 6'6", I know plenty of people who are still that tall. So with height, I originally started out running distance in track in like the 7th grade, but I wasn't very good at it because I also have asthma. And so eventually I switched to the high jump at like the end of 9th grade. I didn't do very good in 9th grade, but then when I came back in 11th and 12th grade, I was pretty good at it. I ended up jumping 6'6", which if you're from like California or, oh my goodness, bruh, this guy's juking me. If you come, or if you go to California or Texas or maybe Florida, 6'6" is not even gonna get you a state. If you're from like Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, basically any place that's kind of small, 6'6" is pretty good. Long story short, that's why I jumped at the very beginning of my senior year, and it ranked me 23rd in the nation. Anyways, there's just a little humble bragging for you. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching. Adios. This is our first water level, and so rather than telling you a story about some random word, I thought I'd tell you about swimming. So I learned to swim when I was probably 6, maybe one more than 6. And I was not a very good swimmer until probably 11 or 12. I remember going to my friend's birthday party when he was probably 10 or 11, I don't know. And I went out on the lake with a bunch of guys. I think it's just everyone on my soccer team. And whoa, I can run on water. That makes this level so much better. Anyways, everyone was jumping out of the canoe. And I was like, oh, well, everyone else is doing it, so I better do it. And well, I didn't really know how to swim, so I almost drowned. And then a few later, I got much better at swimming. My dad works on campus, so I get to go use the college pool when I want. And they have a diving board there, and I actually got really into, not diving, I'm not a very good diver, but I love going and just doing stuff like jumping off the diving board, you know, doing flips. I learned to do a triple front flip, which, let me tell you, is not easy, especially when you're tall. Oh, I thought I was ground pounding. It's like, where did I go? Anyways, so yeah, I've done a few cool tricks. Triple front flip into a dive. I used to be able to do a gainer. I probably still could, it just scares me. So yeah, I love swimming. You should go swimming sometime if you haven't gone swimming anytime recently. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Adios. So today's random generated word is pantsuit, which I didn't actually know what that was until I looked it up. It's a girl thing. I don't really have a story about pantsuit. So I'm just gonna say the next best thing that I kind of thought of. So when I was 10 years old, I went to scout camp for the first time because I was in the Boy Scouts of America. And I remember there were these guys who went to do their swimming merit badge. And as part of their swimming merit badge, they had to wear jeans in the water. And then they had to, I mean, they had their swimming suits on. It's not like these guys are just getting naked in the water, although if they were, it wouldn't be that weird, I guess, because it's only boys up at camp mostly. Anyways, so they had to take off their jeans while in the lake. And then I'm not even exactly sure how they did it because I didn't do the merit badge there, but they had to somehow tie off their jeans and then like blow air into them and make it a flotation device, which is actually really cool to turn your own clothes into jeans. I didn't do the merit badge there. In fact, I didn't even finish the swim test because it was mountain water and I was freezing. I waited till we went to a warmer scout camp a few years later. I'm purposely doing this just to delay the end of this video. And long story short, I waited till we were at a warmer scout camp, but then I ended up getting hypothermia in that lake anyways, which was kind of embarrassing because I guess I'm just too skinny. Anyways, that's pantsuit for you. Thanks for watching and adios. Bread tastes better than key. Today's word is bread. Now, I didn't actually think about what I was going to talk about before I started this one, other than bread tastes better than key. So let's just talk about bread, I guess. Back in the day, I used to work at Papa Murphy's. If you don't know what that is, it's a pizza business. We make pizzas, but we don't cook pizzas. We just make them, and then people have to go home and cook them themselves. It sounds like a really bad business model, but somehow it just works, I guess. I don't know. And I remember one of my coworkers, he would always be like, yeah, every day when I come to work, my family's always like, bring home the dough. Oh no, I almost died. And then I'm always like, I will, or something. I don't even know. Basically, bread got turned into dough somehow. I think this is a pretty short level now that I'm thinking about it, so I hope you enjoyed this. This is kind of a lamer video today. Bread tastes better than key. That's all you gotta remember. Thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to tune in tomorrow. Adios. Corn. My family grew up growing corn, not because we were farmers or anything like that. We just had a garden. It was, I guess, a decent sized garden. We'd grow a few rows of corn, probably some green beans. We had strawberries and raspberries. Just healthy stuff that I didn't really care to eat back then. And I remember there was one year where my mom was like, hey, we have a bunch of extra corn. If you go around to our neighbors and ask if they want to buy it, then you can get some money. And there were a bunch of earwigs in the corn. I remember going to this one lady's house, and I don't know exactly how it happened, but like we dropped a bag or something, and earwigs just ended up falling all over her floor, and they were crawling everywhere. It was a hardwood floor, so it's not as bad as it could have been. It could have been like on the carpet, which would have really sucked. But they're just earwigs everywhere, and it's disgusting. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I actually have that much to say about corn. I'm gonna have to come up with something really quick, otherwise it's just gonna be me sitting here talking about how I have nothing to talk about. Corn. I put corn on my sweet pork wraps. Sweet pork is so good. Me and my wife made a bunch of sweet pork at the beginning of the semester. By the time you're watching this, I might actually be into a new semester. We're just starting a semester. So the beginning of last semester, me and my wife made up a bunch of sweet pork. You just get pork and you put it in like a bunch of, I feel like it might be ketchup, though I'm not actually sure. You get like ketchup, you get, I remember you put cola in it, and it just makes it super sweet. And then you put that in a tortilla with like rice and corn, black beans if you want it, cilantro makes it really good. And then I love ranch, so I put ranch in my sweet pork wraps, and it tastes so good. And then my last corn story. So my neighbors growing up, ooh, that was a close one, they also had corn. They would actually have a corn party every year where they would just invite all the neighbors over and we would eat their corn. Wow, I'm not like super adjusted to being able to play with reduced gravity yet. Okay, there we go. Okay, just one more hit. And as this goes on, so I will be honest, I've already died probably 2 times playing this. I'm gonna die a lot more. I'm recording all of the audio live, so once or twice I've had to go back and restart a recording. In the future, I might just have to start playing and then do the recordings afterwards, because this is so hard to do. Anyways, that's World 1 done. Let's go. I think that would have taken about a week. I'm recording most of this, well, I'm recording all of this in advance, and I'll just post it to my channel. So, thank you all for watching, and the screen didn't really go black long enough there, but as soon as we get to a black screen, I guess we'll end the video. I'll see you all tomorrow. Adios. Bienvenido a la desierto. That means welcome to the wilderness. It actually might mean desert. I don't know if desert in Spanish is just desierto, but I know if you want to say wilderness, then you just say desierto. Anyways, I live kind of in a desert. I think we're like 2 inches of rain or precipitation. No, it has to be rain, because is snow considered precipitation? Some years I think we've been a desert here before, but most years we're just a few inches of rain short from being considered a desert. But it is pretty dry where I live. And then it's also really windy, and we have some mountains kind of just all around my house. We live in a valley. And so growing up, once or twice, every so often, it actually wasn't too often, but we have some sand dunes near our house, and we'd go to the sand dunes. First time I went was probably when I was 6 years old, at least that I can remember. I don't think my parents would have had any reason to bring us there when we were any younger. So I went once when it was just sandy, but then more often than not, I feel like we go there when it's snowy to go sledding, which is actually a lot of fun. I remember maybe 6 years ago, oh no! No, we're gonna survive. Oh my goodness, that launched me. Okay, so about 6 years ago, I went there with my friends expecting to go sledding, and I'm not exactly sure why, but there was just no snow, but it was completely frozen, so we just slid down the frozen sand. I was gonna keep going with that, but we're at the end, so thanks for watching, and adios. My next word is editing. Now there's 2 main things that come to mind with this. First of all, my YouTube video editing. I believe that every single one of these Mario uploads is going to be unedited. I'm just gonna record them and then play them and hope that and hope that they go well. The other editing that reminds me of, because I have edited YouTube videos before, but for the most part, I don't even script my videos. I record something, then I sit down. Please don't kill me. Okay, we're good. I sit down, I record like the gameplay, and then I go back and I kind of think about what I'm going to talk about while I'm piecing everything together. But when it comes time to actually record the audio, I don't go on script. I just say whatever I'm thinking about. So the other type of editing, now that I got all that out of the way, is just editing a paper. Can we just all agree that English class is the biggest scam we've ever had? I've never enjoyed English class. I remember in college, I had to go to an English class, and I got a 93 point something in the class, and it was a A minus, which, like, since when is 93 point something in A minus? I don't even know. That's like next level scammery. Now, I probably maybe could have got a slightly better grade if I had edited my stuff. Almost every paper I've ever written for any English class, I write it and then I don't edit it at all. I just turn it in. But it's worked so far, and I'll never have to take an English class again unless I get my master's degree, because I'm done with all my English for my associates and bachelor's. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Adios. If you were to ask me what an enzyme is, then I could tell you off the top of my head that it is a substance produced by a living organism which acts as a catalyst to bring about a specific biochemical reaction. Before I was into occupational safety, I was taking a lot of bio classes. I was thinking about going to med school. I'm very glad I changed my mind, because I'd much rather just get popular on YouTube and earn money that way. Just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna get a real job someday, guys. But until that day, I just got my hazmat technician job. This video is supposed to be about enzymes, though. So enzymes isn't a word that really comes up in everyday conversation. It's not something that I can just talk about. Because even after taking my bio classes, which I got good grades in some of them, I think the first bio class I took, Bio 264, I got a B+. And then I took Bio 265 almost a year ago. It might have actually been over a year ago now. Maybe just under. I can't really remember. All the semesters blend together. I took Bio 265, where I got an A. I don't even know how I got an A in that class. It was a miracle, because I performed super well in the beginning of the semester, but later on I think I ended up I think I got like a B something on the final. I remember learning about enzymes, and kind of how you can think about them is, let's say that I want to eat some spaghetti. Is spaghetti a good example? No, let's do it like this. Let's say I wanted to eat some water, and I had a fork. Well, an enzyme would be like a straw. It would speed up the process of eating that water for me. But you don't get rid of the straw in the process. This was the stupidest word I've got yet, even stupider than pantsuit. Let's just get into the next video. I guess it won't actually come out till tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and adios. If you're watching this video or any of these mini Mario videos as a daily upload, I hope it sounds good. My microphone quality is probably only 80% perfect of what it could be. I'm not perfect at setting that up. And you know, I could probably script these, but as you guys know, I don't really like scripting my videos. What you might not know, depending on when you're watching this, or maybe you're very much aware, is that when I'm done with all of these mini Mario videos, I'm going to upload them as one big video, just a compilation. It'll probably be like a 5-hour video or something. Hopefully not quite that long. I'm not exactly sure. I think it takes like 4-ish hours to 100% the game if you're good. We're not 100%ing it, but we're also not speedrunning. So if you're watching it as a daily upload, as I was saying, it probably sounds halfway okay. If you're watching it just as the compilation at the end, I'm sorry that basically every 2 minutes you hear me go, "Oh, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow," because that's probably getting really obnoxious. I'm kind of at this point where I'm like, do I keep saying thank you for watching? Because I don't want to annoy people, especially if that video ends up doing way better than these original daily uploads. But if that one performs way better than the daily uploads, then, or way worse than those, then I might as well keep saying it. So I think I'm going to keep saying it, and if that annoys you, then I'm sorry. Anyways, today's word was supposed to be mint. We're kind of at the end here, if I can finish this very quickly at all. Basically, all I have to say about mints is, do we think that mints are a Christmas-only candy? Ooh! A Christmas-only candy or year-round? Specifically peppermint, because I think we can all agree that spearmint is kind of a year-round thing, you know, that's just used for freshening your breath. Me personally, I like to eat peppermint year-round. I have a giant bag of peppermints on top of my fridge. I stuff a bunch of peppermints in my suit pocket, so I always have peppermint at church. But let me know in the comments. Do you guys think peppermint is a year-round sort of thing? Or is it something you can eat all the time? I didn't end this one before the screen went black, which normally I do. In the long run, it'll look good because we'll just barely jump to the next level in the next daily upload. Anyways, thanks for watching. Adios. Our next word is sniffle, which is kind of a funny word now that you think about it. It's not quite an onomatopoeia, but sniffle just sounds like what it is. A sniffle, it just sounds like a sniffle. Kind of. Let's see if I can get up here without using the ladder. I definitely can. Basically, all this video is going to be is me complaining about how stupid allergies are. Allergies are a complete scam. So throwback to a few videos ago, it might have literally been like 2 videos, I can't really remember, when I was talking about taking all those biology classes. I remember learning in one of those classes specifically about, I think it was just the immune system, but as part of that, allergies was kind of like a big part of it. So allergies are completely pointless, sort of. Allergies are just our immune system trying to get rid of bad stuff, but it's not actually getting rid of bad stuff, it's just getting rid of things that it thinks is bad. So, long story short, if your body didn't have allergies, you'd still be just as healthy. Ooh, can we get into this pipe? Yes, we can. Which is kind of a scam, because I don't think I'm allergic to anything other than just like seasonal allergies. Pollen really gets me going, but I hate it. It's so, it just clogs up my entire sinus. I've had it really bad the last few days, so that's why I thought I'd talk about it. Thanks for watching. Adios. You'll notice I already beat 2-6. It's because I accidentally did the levels in the wrong order. I'm going to upload this one first, though, and then I'll upload that other one tomorrow. So I forgot to get a word. Let's get one super quick. Reversal. So probably the first little bit of, I don't know if you'd call it movie magic or what you'd call it, but learning how to reverse videos was probably the first fun I ever had with video making. My sister had a camera that couldn't actually really reverse things. I think you could just kind of go frame by frame and kind of go through the frames backwards, and so it looked like a reverse video, but technically wasn't. And one thing we'd like to do with that is kind of just like throw ourselves off the bunk bed and then reverse it, and we thought we were so funny. Looking back, it's like so basic. It's kind of crazy looking back sometimes and realizing what it took to make kids happy. Like, it was so simple. Entertaining myself was so easy back in the day. I could argue that it's still so easy to do. Every year, me and my cousins, or at least almost every year, we get together and we watch what's called the Marble Olympics. and it's literally just these marbles racing down a track. And the only reason that's as good as it is... Oh, I can't go over this guy, I just have to go under. The only reason it's as good as it is because this guy commentates the entire thing and makes it like so realistic, like a real sport. It's so stupid, but so fun. Thank you all for watching. See you tomorrow. Adios. Today's word is supposed to be songbird. I don't really have anything to say about songbirds, but I'm gonna kind of get into our next topic based off songbird. So parrots. Parrots can speak English. Well, I guess parrots can probably speak any language. That would make sense. I've just never really heard them speak other languages I'm aware of. But they don't understand what they're saying, from my understanding. They're just mimicking what they hear, but they don't actually know what they're saying. And then another thing I was thinking about is monkeys, I'm pretty sure can learn sign language, but not for like lots of words. It's just mostly nouns, I think. Or if they're hungry, you know, they can sign that they're hungry. Stuff like that. It's basic communication, which lots of other animals can do too, you know. If a dog needs to relieve itself, then he can whine at the door. That's just basic communication. He can't do sign language because he doesn't have thumbs or, you know, anything like that, but it's essentially the same thing. But what I do want to know is, hypothetically speaking, if we somehow found how to crossbreed animals, could we make like a Wizard of Oz behemoth and get like a parrot monkey, a flying monkey that just can both speak and use sign language? In short, I think the answer is no. I don't know why anyone would even care to try to make something like that. And I'm gonna miss this last coin on purpose because it's gonna try to give me a power if I... No! I almost messed that up. Anyways, no one needs that. We're just gonna outrun this guy. I don't want to be around him anymore. Just something to think about, you know? I think the best animal that we could hypothetically make, I don't even know how it works or if that's even possible, but I think a flying monkey with gills, oh, that's so embarrassing, would be the best, because it can fly, it can do parkour, and it can swim. It just sounds like a apex predator. Thanks for watching. Adios. For all of you stupid people who don't know what Fusarium is, I clearly know what it is. Fusarium is a mold of a large genus, many of which cause plant diseases, especially wilting. Oh, fetch this level. This is the one where you have to, like, go on a specific route. And I have no idea what the route is, so this might be our longest video yet. I should have looked it up first. I definitely should have got a better word than Fusarium before I started talking about this. This one has coins, so I think we're gonna go on this one. That actually might be the tell of which way to go. So, from my understanding, which is obviously a super deep understanding, Fusarium is just mold. Also, I just heard like an sound, so I think that was definitely not the way. Maybe the coins just show how to get all of the big star coins. We'll try going up next time. So, as part of my major, I recently took this class. I don't know what the class was called because all of my classes just kind of blend together and they kind of seem like the same thing for the most part. But one of them, every week I would have to do kind of inspections and then write a report. Also, looks like that was definitely the way to go. And most of the inspections were online. You would just basically look through a PowerPoint presentation and it would tell you everything you need to know. I think I'm gonna come down because this is definitely the hardest way to go. Being World 2, I feel like it's not too hard for this to be the right way to go though. So one of these, we had to do air sampling, and this was actually the report that I got the worst grade on. My first report, I think I got a B+, just because I didn't completely understand the report. And then every other report I got a 100% on, other than the air sampling one. It had some of the... Oh, we have to go through there. Okay, I think it's middle next time. Oh, you know what? It's actually probably the bottom. We probably had to get rid of those coins. I don't even know. We'll try all of them. We'll try the middle one first. I don't even remember exactly how the air testing worked. It was just the worst presentation by far. And so I remember that for part of it, we had to test for mold sampling. I don't know exactly why it was so bad. I just remembered that it was so bad. I think it was just the instructions that was so hard to understand. There's some pretty cool ones in that class. I think my least favorite, we had to do an inspection of a dairy farm. And the main problem with that one is I just had no idea what I was looking for. And so I'm just looking at a bunch of pictures of cows. Like, literally, what the heck am I looking for? My favorite one was probably the pool one. They gave us the measurements for a pool. And then we had to decide, like, how many people could be in the pool, how many showers and toilets you needed for the pool. We had to basically just find anything we could that was wrong with the pool. And obviously it's made in a way. Oh, this one's gonna be a little bit hard, I'm afraid. Okay, yep, I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna be like super distracted right here because maybe it's not as hard as I thought to finish this. Oh wait, this is such a safe spot. Look at me. This is such a hack. No, you're supposed to come. Hey! Okay, we're good. We're good still. Okay. This is no longer about Fusarium. This is literally just about surviving. And there we go. All right. Yeah, pool inspections. You guys don't get the end of that story. Long story short, it was kind of a fun inspection. The report is never fun. It's not that fun to write a report, but just doing the inspection in general is kind of fun. And should we watch the little cutscene right here? Why not? I don't know what else to say about the pool inspection. At the end of the semester, we had to do a voluntary inspection. And so I chose to do another pool inspection. That one had to be in person, so I just went to my college pool, did a little inspection. That one was a lot harder though, because finding stuff wrong with that is not as easy. And with that, we'll be going to the Snowland. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Adios. Bienvenido a la Tierra de Infierno. That means we're playing Super Mario Bros. Wii. I think one of my favorite things, so I can speak like very basic Spanish. I don't really understand anything, especially if a native is speaking. I'm not gonna, no way I survived that. I don't really understand what they're saying. But I think one of my favorite things to do is speak Spanish that technically makes sense, but it's not the way natives would speak, and it definitely just sounds like so bad. Like the way I speak, it just sounds terrible. Part of it's the accent. I just think it's so much fun. It's kind of stupid. So I don't even remember what I said at the beginning of this video. It was something stupid. Today's word is naming. So for those of you who are unaware, I'm having a kid soon. My wife is due in, let's do some quick math. What's like 51 plus 31? 82 days, something like that. It's less than 3 months. And we're trying to decide on names. It's a boy. And so she likes Hudson and Charlie. Well, those are the names that she likes that I'm like okay with. It is so hard to name a child though. Maybe not for everyone, but it's just so hard to find names that both of us like, because it seems like every time that one of us likes a name, the other person's like, no, I need someone with that name, and they were a terrible person, and it doesn't happen with every name. So if you guys have name suggestions for our baby, drop them in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Adios. Today's word is warm up, which is kind of funny seeing as we're in the Snowland right now. When I was probably 4, I started playing soccer, and I continued playing soccer up until I was, how old would I have been? 16? Yeah, I think I was 16 the last time I played. I didn't play my... I guess it was just my senior year, so maybe I was 17 actually. I can't even remember. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually hitch a ride from this guy. Oh, we're so good. And I usually would play Keeper, which was usually fun, but one of the worst parts was warm-ups. Especially when I was younger, because warm-ups, when you're older... Oh my goodness, why is this level so scary? When you're older, warm-ups just consist of, you know, they would take me over with one of the coaches, and he'd like kick balls to me, or he'd hit tennis balls to help me with precision and stuff like that. Pretty basic stuff. But when you're younger, sometimes warm-ups is literally just everybody takes shots on the keeper. Which, if you're not the keeper, is lots of fun because it's just taking tons of shots. But as a keeper, it's not always the most fun warm-up because you're just getting balls pelted at you every other second. I should start playing soccer again. Maybe I'll start some competitive soccer when school starts again. I don't know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Or maybe I'll upload twice a day and you'll see it later today. Adios. This is the first hard level I've played. This is my 4th attempt now. Luckily, my 3rd death was basically right at the beginning. Not quite the very beginning. I've been able to get past this guy every single time somehow. So today's word, and I keep saying today's word because when I first started this series, I was planning on uploading once a day. But I really want my YouTube channel to take off. I want to be able to, you know, actually start earning money from it, you know, get a decent number of views from it. And so I keep saying today, even though I'm probably going to be uploading these videos 2, if not 3 times a day. You guys are already aware of that, obviously, because I mean, these were all recorded in advance. But now you guys have an explanation for why I keep saying today's word, even though it's been several days. So today's actual word is premiere. Now, I've only ever been to the premiere of 3 or 4 different movies. I don't even think it was the actual premiere. I'm actually not going to go up there because sometimes when I go up a tube or up a vine, it doesn't let me come back down for whatever reason. So the first one I ever went to the premiere for, that I remember going to the premiere for, was Cars 3. I absolutely love Cars. If you've watched any of my live streams, you probably already knew that. It's such a good series. Oh, interesting. I can kill those guys even as a small guy. It's just such a good movie. And then I think Spider-Man No Way Home, I think I went to the premiere of that. Not the actual premiere. None of these were the actual premiere, like at midnight. It was just within 24 hours of it coming to theater. That's what I refer to as a premiere, just so you guys are aware. Please survive. Okay, we're good. It's so hard to get going on some of these. And then if I have to jump at any point... Oh, let's go. Should we go for that coin? There's no point. And then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I went to the premiere of that, which again was not the premiere, it's just the day it came out. I would have gone to Super Mario Galaxy, the movie, if I could have the day it came out, but I had family over the entire week. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow or later today, depending on when I post the next video. Adios. Guys, this is actually amazing, okay? So the random word today is Halloween, and then I just realized this is our first ghost house. That probably sounds so scripted. It's not, okay? This is 100% serious. Like, literally, what are the odds? I don't know how many different words. It says there's over 6,400 random nouns that this random noun generator could give me. And it just happens that we get Halloween on our first ghost level. Wait a minute, where am I supposed to go? Ghost houses are some of the most fun and least fun levels because they're just so hard to find their way through. So anyways, I'm gonna try to remember everything I've ever been for Halloween. The first Halloween that I remember is when I was 5, I think. I don't think I remember any before that. When I was 5, I was a jaguar, or maybe a leopard. Basically the same thing. I remember showing up to my Grammy's house. I went crawling in there, like on all fours. I don't know why I specified on all fours. That's kind of how you crawl. But I go crawling in there, and she was at her computer, and she's just like, "Oh, I thought that was a real Jaguar," and I believed her. I distinctly remember believing her, and now looking back at that, I'm just like, bruh, that didn't look realistic at all. I feel like there's very few times in my life where adults said something that I believed when I shouldn't have believed it. There's probably lots of times actually, and I'm just too young to remember all the other times. It's just so funny that I remember this time because I guess I was just old enough to remember, but young enough and stupid enough to actually believe it. Anyways, so Jaguar, then I was an army man. I'm not sure what I was in the second grade. Oh yeah, and we have to go back and forth on this level a whole lot. And then third grade I was Harry Potter, and then I think fourth grade I was Harry Potter. And as I said, I kind of love Harry Potter. At least I really used to. It's been too long since I watched it, other than this last Christmas. Ooh, spooky. So I was Harry Potter a few times. I was Mad-Eye Moody. I'm trying to think of what else I was a few times. I can't even really remember now. I was Spider-Man, so I've been just Spider-Man. And then I was also Pizza Time Spider-Man. So I had the Pizza Time helmet on, as well as a vest. And then I was a giraffe this last year. So that's all I could really remember. I repeat costumes a lot. Thanks for watching. Adios. There's absolutely no way. Okay, so in our last video is our first ghost house, and the word was Halloween, and now this doesn't really have to do with castle, just Snow World in general. The word for today is frost, which I was hesitant to do because I don't really have any great stories about frost, I don't think, but it just fit too perfectly, so I'm gonna try to think of something to do with frost. One thing I can think about, this doesn't completely have to do with frost, but so as I mentioned in some of my other videos, or at least one of my other videos, I did the Boy Scouts of America growing up, and I had some really good leaders. They would take us camping every single month. It was, when they were my leaders, I probably missed, I don't even know, probably 1 month a year, maybe, if that. Like we seriously went camping every single month. And I remember going to this one place that had this kind of frozen over lake. I think we went there in January. And we all wanted to go out and play on the lake because, you know, it's just a bunch of teenage boys who wouldn't want to go out and play on a frozen lake. It's not even really a lake, it's kind of more marsh. And then the marsh later on like met a river. We're just gonna kill all of them now. Hey, we got some lives. We already have 99, so it doesn't really matter. So to test to make sure that it was safe to go out onto this lake, we got a giant rock. I don't know exactly how big. It was probably roughly the size of somebody's head. It was a little bit bigger than that, because I can imagine a rock the size of someone's head would be easier to pick up than this rock was. And we got our leader to just like huck it above his head. He was a pretty strong guy. And long story short, we figured that this frozen lake was most likely safe to be out on. That's not a guarantee, but we're like, yeah, it's probably safe to go out there. So we go out there, and this was a weird camp out. We had, you know, we're all out there. We found the leg of a deer, just like someone cut the leg off of a deer. And we were just playing with it because that's sanitary. And then, oh man, we're gonna fall. And then we also found a vole, which is basically just like a little mouse. We all had gloves on, so it wasn't completely disgusting. But we were just like throwing him, not throwing him, but sliding him across the ice to each other, which is like mild animal abuse. I don't think it really cared. And then the next morning, so everything was fine the first night, but the next morning we started going across the lake closer to, I hope I don't die here, closer to where it meets the big river. And I thought we were, oh no, 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 no. Yes, oh, we got that somehow. And you know, I thought we were gonna be completely safe. Well, long story short, we hear this giant crack, and we're all like freaking out because, missed. Because it was just this huge crack, and we just heard it go all through the ice. So we were all fine, at least initially. Wow, I am terrible at this. It's okay, it's giving me more time to tell my story. Oh, what the? It didn't even ground pound right there. My D-pad wasn't registering. I swear that one was gonna be right on the money that time. Long story short, my friend, his foot broke through the ice, so he was just wet, like halfway up to his knee, and it was pretty cold. It was like kind of scary. Everyone just booked it to the edges of the pond, the lake, whatever you want to call it, the marshlands, and then we went back to the safer spot where it was more frozen. So that's what I have to do. I know that didn't really have to do with frost. It was just a winter camp out, so I was like, yeah, that relates to frost enough. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I always forget to say that in my videos, but like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Adios. It's been a while since I played this game, but I'm pretty sure I have to play this level. Then once I hit that pink switch, I have to play the level again. So I think this is going to be 3-4 part 1, and then in 2 or 3 days or tomorrow, whenever I get to it, then I'll upload 3-4 part 2. I'm not positive that's how it works, but I think it is. So today's word is closet. There's two things I think of when I say closet. So the first is just a closet. So, ooh, no way we didn't die right there. Oh, this is the first time I've played this level, so, you know, I gotta get first try. Most of these have been first try. That 3-3 level, I think, took so many tries to get right. So, growing up, I had a closet. My closet was kind of under the stairs, and wow, I totally miscalculated on that one, but it works out, I guess. And I didn't do a whole lot under there. That's where we kept our Christmas tree, and so we couldn't really play under there. But there were a few times where I'd throw like a mattress and a blanket over the top of the Christmas tree and act like it was a bed under the stairs. And then eventually I moved out of that room into another room. That was the first time I had my own room, not sharing with my brother. Well, at least I guess I had my own room before my brother was born. Ooh, that could have been close. Well, it was kind of close. And, oh, that's the end of the level. Well, closet was kind of boring anyways. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Adios. Today's word is music. I feel like I'm a pretty musical guy. I think I actually have some of the music that I've wrote uploaded to my channel. If it's not public, then it's at least privately uploaded, and maybe I'll put some links in the description of this video if it's not public. So I started piano lessons when I was 6 years old, and I enjoyed them at first. By the end of them, I absolutely hated going to piano lessons. It was awful. I could take them again now. I don't care enough to. I think I'm a good enough player. I don't really care to get better. Just as long as I hold the skill that I currently own, then I'm satisfied. And then when I was in the 6th grade, so let's see, I would have been 11 years old, I started playing the viola, which is basically the violin, but for people who want to feel special, which I am special. I've got autism, so I guess that makes sense. I really need to script these videos better. Anyways, I don't really know what else to say about music. So here's a fun story. My senior year of orchestra, it was my last Christmas concert, or maybe just a concert in December. I think we still have one more concert after this, but I ended up missing it because I went to Disneyland with my family. So I have surgery. That's right. I had to get surgery that day. And we'll continue this story in tomorrow's video because I'm not done with this, or in the video later today. So if you're invested, be sure to come back in 8 or 12 hours whenever part 2 is posted. Adios. So I had to get surgery on my sternum, which is the bone in the middle of your chest. I don't know how I had broken it, because it wasn't like just one time that had broken. The doctor thinks it broke lots of times. So I think what happened is somehow I broke it, and then I continued to break it, just small stress fractures over and over again from jumping off the roof onto my trampoline on my back over and over again. It just kind of like weakened over time. So I go into surgery around, I don't know, 8 a.m. I think I was out by 10, and I was back awake and being driven home by 10 or 11. And they had to put in, oh shoot, I'm gonna die right here. Nope, we're good. They had to put in a metal plate and 14 screws. And so later that night is the orchestra concert. And obviously I'm not gonna plan an orchestra concert the night of my surgery. But I still want to go support them, so I show up in just a t-shirt, basketball shorts, and a blanket. Well, it turns out I actually hid my tuxedo underneath my blanket. And then I was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. And then I snuck off, went and put my tuxedo on. And then I went up on stage and I played in the concert. And it was so funny because I'm just like still so much on, I don't know if I can say that word. I'm just still not feeling the pain because of the painkillers. And so I feel fine. But then I wake up the next morning, I'm in tons of pain. And that was the end of the surgery story. Hopefully it was worth coming back for part 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Adios. So initially the word for today was encounter, and all I could think about was animal encounters. So just yesterday there was a moose in my grandparents' backyard. They own a tree farm, so they have lots of deer around the place all the time. But they had a moose yesterday, which was pretty exciting. I didn't actually ever go over to their place to see it, but I got to see pictures. It was just right up by their windows, which was super awesome. And then I was trying to think of other animal encounters I've had. I've been to Yellowstone, so I've been pretty close to buffalo. I've probably been... Oh, are we for real right now? I hope that not being able to fall through these doesn't mess me up at any point. So I've been pretty close to some buffalo, probably pretty close to some bears before. Not super, super close. And then anything at the zoo I've been close to, though I wouldn't really call that an encounter. That's just the zoo. Speaking of going to the zoo, just kidding. That's YouTube. If you know, you know. I was gonna go into a tangent on that, but we're gonna keep going with encounters because there's a part 2 to this story too, but I don't want to put it into another video. Oh, what the? How did I fall through that? That was almost really bad. Oh, and then I saw some alligators in Florida. I saw this one alligator grab a turtle and throw it up in the air. I think it was I don't know if it's the first time I had ever seen an alligator. I mean, I had seen them in the water before. It was one of the first times I'd ever seen an alligator, though, and it's throwing a turtle up in the air. And then, yeah, needless to say, the turtle died. Oh, this kind of sucks. I can't just jump on them normal. Okay, that should work. So then the other encounter I had, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the word encounter just because there's just not a whole ton you can do with that word, I feel like. But after encounter, I was trying to get a new word, and it came up with furry, which anyone who has too many stories they can share with the word furry, I'm sorry. Reminds me of another time. So me and my cousins go to this park in Florida, and I think this was my first time actually seeing furries, like in public, which is just why the story stuck out so much to me. We're just sitting there eating pizza, and we see these furries. And these weren't like full-on furry suit furries. These were just kids, well, teenagers, but still, I mean, those are basically kids. And they've got furry tails, and they've got furry gloves. I think that's what you would call them. And they're crawling on all fours, and they're barking at each other. And then there's this other kid there who's making fun of them, which, like, obviously I'm on his team, but I can't say that, otherwise, you know, these are probably 13-year-olds. I'm 19, 20 at the time. I'm not gonna go over and make fun of this kid. Anyways, I don't really know where I was going with this story, because I guess it really wasn't that weird of an encounter. It was just the first time I had ever seen furries in real life, as far as I'm aware. I think I had seen like one person with a tail tucked into their pants once. Furries are weird. You know, on YouTube, I feel like sometimes you gotta be careful about what you say. You don't want to be too political or, you know, get into controversial topics. But I will bag on furries all day. It's just weird. If you're a furry and you're offended by this, I count that as a win. I do not care. It's so weird. Anyways, oh, these balls are really bound. Oh, no! How did I survive that? What? I just ground bounded into the hole and then I jumped off of nothing? Okay, this one's actually gonna kind of be hard. I think we're gonna have to go like this. Oh, I thought I had that. Oh yeah, this is gonna be probably our hardest level yet. Not in terms of not dying, although it will be a little hard not to die. Okay, there we go. And now if I can just stay on top of not letting him get on top of his ball again, then I think that might be... Oh, see, I could have had it right there. I thought he was gonna come up sooner. And I don't want to keep talking about furries because that's just weird, so I'm just gonna commentate this gameplay, I guess. This might be the best way to go about this. Oh yeah, look at that. Pro gamer plays right here. I guess I can't bag on furries too much because literally like 2 videos ago I was talking about being a jaguar for Halloween. But it's a lot different. Even if you have a kid who's like putting on a cat tail and acting like they're a cat, it's a lot different if it's a 5-year-old or a 13-year-old, you know? Like, there's just a little bit of a difference. And let's go. I honestly did not think I was going to beat that. That was first try beating that level. I definitely have not beat every level first try, so I'm pretty happy because there was no way I was going to commentate all of that weirdness again. If you guys are enjoying this series so far, or I guess if you're watching the full-length video, if you're enjoying the video, please subscribe, like the video if you haven't. It really helps out the channel. At least that's what I've been told. I'm trying to get to 10,000 by my birthday, which hopefully by the time you're watching this, I'm already at 10,000. I think I'm at like 8,200 at the time of pre-recording these. Anyways, thanks for watching. Adios. Bienvenido a la playa. That means welcome to the beach. Beach in Spanish is playa. So if you're like, yo, that guy's a playa, that's how you say beach. Trust me, that's definitely the pronunciation on that. Don't question it and use that in your everyday language. You'll sound really cool. In other news, today's word is, well, originally it came up with formicarium. I looked that up. It doesn't say that's necessarily a word. So it does say that formicary is a word though. And a formicary is an ant's nest, especially one in an artificial container for purposes of study. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm constantly studying ants' nests, especially fake ones. I mean, who doesn't have a fake ant's nest in their house? If you don't have a fake ant's nest in your house, are you truly living? Yeah, so obviously I don't have a great story that I can go with this word, but I thought it would just be funny because, you know, I highly doubt any of you actually knew what that word meant before this video. So probably about 2-3 weeks ago, at the time of you guys watching this, it might have been, you know, over a month ago now, I watched A Bug's Life. I almost called it An Ant's Purpose. That is not the name of the movie. A Bug's Life. I think it's the second movie ever made by Pixar after Toy Story. It was pretty good. I feel like it's kind of underrated. I don't hear anybody really talking about A Bug's Life like it's... Okay, well, I want to get the top of the flag here. I don't really hear anybody talking about A Bug's Life like it's that great. I think it's mostly the music. Compared to Toy Story, the music just does not compare. So yeah, formicarium. Like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Adios. A promenade is a paved public walk, typically one along a waterfront at a resort. I had to read that before we start this level, because I keep trying to read it during the level and then I die. And I can't read and play at the same time, apparently. So, long story short, it's kind of like a boardwalk, although when I looked up pictures, it also showed some balconies on like a cruise ship. But we're gonna go with Boardwalk because one, Boardwalk is a property in Monopoly and I can always talk about Monopoly. But then two, I thought that was really kind of interesting because if you go back to the beginning of this video, where the pufferfish is basically a promenade. So the coincidences do continue. I can't even talk anymore because I've tried making this stupid video so many times. Anyways, let's go into Boardwalk. So actually not really Boardwalk, let's just talk about Monopoly. Me and my cousins love to play Monopoly. We've played it so many times that we have to come up with house rules. Now there's lots of house rules for Monopoly, which honestly I think make it way more fun. But the most fun house rule that we've come up with is 2-board Monopoly. Basically how it works is you have 2 boards next to each other. You start with double the cash that you normally have, or you could start with maybe $2,500. It doesn't really matter how much you start with, it just has to be more than normal. And then you play 2 boards at the same time, but just with your same token. So how you get to the other board, if you... Yeah, I'm gonna explain it super fast. Basically, if you land on a corner, then you can choose to go to the other board. Or if you land on a railroad, then you have to go to the other board. You go to the railroad on the other board. You can't buy railroads. I was gonna explain this super in depth. Maybe I'll just make a full video on it sometime because I can't really explain it and I don't want to just sit here at the end of the level doing nothing because that's boring to watch. I'll explain it in the future. Thanks for watching. Adios. We're on level 4-3. 43 is my favorite number. As I am recording this video, I'm wearing a shirt that says 43. So that's kind of fun. And not really a coincidence. I mean, if I start the video wearing a 4-3 shirt, then eventually we're going to get to level 4-3. But what is kind of another coincidence, I don't know, it's a random noun generator, and some of the nouns really have just been completely random, don't have anything at all to do with the levels that I'm playing. But what's kind of fun is that the word for today is sunglasses. Which, I mean, we're on a beach level, so sunglasses is kind of funny. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have great words for sunglasses, or a great story for sunglasses, just because I don't know. Let's go in here. You know, we're small, so we might as well go down the small pipe. It's very rare that levels have these. Normally, I don't try to get coins or anything, but it is kind of fun that we have this, so why not get it? So as I was saying, sunglasses. I broke my wife's sunglasses, Christina. I keep calling her my wife. I don't say her name, but I've said her name like so many times on the channel before, especially in live streams. Half the people watching probably already know her name, so it doesn't matter if I dox her. I broke her sunglasses like 2 days ago. It's very unfortunate because I think her friend from high school gave them to her. Her friend who's a girl. If it was a guy from high school, I probably would have not even felt a little bit bad. So yeah, broke her sunglasses. It's literally all I could think of, sunglasses. I just thought I'd tell you guys what the word was since we're on a beach level. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. You know you want to. Adios. Welcome to the first castle in the beach world. I thought this was my least favorite castle level. It's actually the end castle in this world. It turns out that I already know that because I already played this level once and ended up dying in the boss fight, which of all the places to die, that's like the worst place to die. So hopefully I can survive this time. And I get to recite everything that I just said into my mic, but won't actually end up getting posted, which is mildly unfortunate, but it is what it is. So today's word is defendant. Now, believe it or not, I've never been to court before. I know I started out as a Minecraft YouTuber, so you guys might think like, oh, maybe he's on the list. I'm not. Everything's good there. But in 5th grade, we had mock trials, and I don't know exactly who put them together. It was such a good idea, just so poorly executed. So basically how it worked is the class was split into two. And half the class was on the Hansel and Gretel case, and then the other half of the class was on the Jack and Jill case. So I was Hansel and Gretel. I was defending Hansel and Gretel for shoving the witch into the oven. The only problem was they didn't really give us like facts of the case. They just kind of let us make anything up that we wanted to. And so the people that I was up against were like, the witch only pushed the kids in the oven because they were trying to push her first. And what was I supposed to say? Like, no, that's not true. They just made it up, and then the jury just gets to choose if they believe it or not. And of course, it's a bunch of 5th graders, so everyone was like, yeah, no, let's make a spin on this and actually say that the kids were guilty, not the witch. So I ended up losing that case. And this is like a whole big deal. They took us to the actual courthouse, got an actual judge, and oh my goodness, it was set up to be so cool, and yet it just wasn't. And then the other half of the class was on the Jack and Jill case, and that one was kind of interesting. The idea there was that Jill actually pushed Jack down the hill, and he broke his head because she tried to push him down the hill, and so she had to go to court for that. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. Let's go. Oh, that's as far as I got last time. Like, she hit me on the last time. I basically already played this entire level once, and then I died at the very end. So, good thing I didn't die the same way again. That would have really sucked. We'll watch a little cutscene here, because I do believe there's a cutscene. Oh, it's just her jumping to the other castle. We don't need to see that, but I guess we're going to anyways. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Adios. I've died on this level 5 times now, and it's turning into my least favorite level. I already talked about this in my past recordings when I thought I was gonna beat it so easily. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to get the middle mark or the checkpoint in this level, and then if I end up dying, I'll try once more, and I might just have a death in this run because I'm getting sick of playing this level. I'm trying to make lots of content, get it posted, without spending like 1,000 hours trying to make it. I have OBS open to record this, and I use OBS to stream, and so I actually get to see my live sub count while I'm recording. And just since starting Super Mario Bros. Wii, like since this morning when I started playing, I've already gone down 6 subscribers. So I definitely need to start getting some content out there before it's too late. In other words, today's word is chasm, which is actually pronounced chasm, but it looks like it should be pronounced chasm. It just makes more sense. And what chasm reminds me of is when I went to the Grand Canyon. This was roughly a year ago. Just a little, well, at the time of recording, it was a little under a year ago, but by the time this gets posted, it'll be more than a year ago, probably. So, there were a few things on our honeymoon that didn't go exactly to plan. Like, we were gonna go to a baseball game. Oh, I'm alive. We were gonna go to a professional baseball game, and then we couldn't because it turns out it was an away game that week. Oh my goodness, how do I not keep dying? It was an away game that week, so we couldn't. And then we show up to the Grand Canyon. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. Turns out I should have done a little more research because it was below freezing. I just wrapped myself in a blanket and called it good. I was gonna go on with this story, but I started too much of an intro at the beginning, so don't forget to subscribe. Adios. Hello. So I just got the word Ethernet. I recently got Ethernet hooked up to my computer, actually. When I first moved into my apartment, I actually texted the managers, or I'm actually not really sure who I texted, but I messaged someone and asked if they had Ethernet because my computer doesn't actually take Wi-Fi unless I plug in like a Wi-Fi adapter. And so I asked them if they had Ethernet. They claimed they did, and they weren't lying. They just have it in the worst possible location. I don't know why anyone would ever plug their Ethernet into the spot where... How did we miss that button? I don't know why anyone would plug in their Ethernet to the spot that they have Ethernet available. but I did. So there's an Ethernet cable that's plugged in behind where my head lays on my bed, which is just terrible positioning. And then I think I need 17 feet of cable to reach over here. So I went to my parents because my dad just has 1,000 feet of Ethernet that he can cut at any moment. And I was like, we should probably need 20 feet or so just to be safe. And then he gave me, I think, 25 feet. So way more than I need. But now I have Ethernet, so maybe we'll try doing some longer runs in 99 Nights in the Forest or something. Thank you for watching. Adios. Hard hats are required on basically any job site where a risk is present. I don't remember the exact wording. I just took construction safety and we learned about hard hats. And I do occupational safety for work. I'm a hazmat technician, but this last week has actually been the first time that I've had to wear a hard hat. So it's kind of unfortunate work. I just started my spring break. That's why I'm recording all of these videos. It's also interesting. You can kind of see lines on all of the tubes in this level. That's kind of ugly. Don't pay too much attention to that. So I'm part of the hazmat team, but there's also a fire safety team, and they have to get hot works permits to a bunch of the construction sites on campus so that they can weld and stuff every morning. But they've needed me to do it because all of them have been gone, so I have to be on campus at 7 a.m. Yeah, it's more like 7:15, 7:30 a.m. every morning. It's kind of sad. I have to wear a hard hat. The word for today was hard hat, in case that wasn't obvious. Thank you for watching. Adios. Guys, I can't with this level. So I've died so many times. Good thing I remembered to put the mini mushroom on this time, because I keep forgetting to put the mini mushroom on, and then I have to kill myself. So I've died over 10 times in this level now. Probably at least 7 of those were actual deaths. And at least half of those, at least 4 times now, I've been to the boss fight. I keep dying in the boss fight. It's so bad. So I've already shared the stories that I'm going to share with you guys several times, so I should know exactly what I'm going to talk about. The first word I got was ski, but I already made a video about skiing, and I don't really care to tell you guys about that again because you can just go watch that daily upload. I think the daily upload is literally called I Suck at Skiing or something like that. It's in my first 15 episodes. This should be super easy to find. So the next word I got was ecumenist or ecumenist. And you're probably sitting there wondering, what is an ecumenist? Because I don't know what it is, so I just... Wait. Okay, if it was the star power, then I was gonna say we can use it, although I don't know if it would actually help that much. Because we can use the star power without actually getting big. I had never thought about that until this time. That was unscripted. So an ecumenist. An ecumenist is an advocate for ecumenism. And ecumenism is a movement aimed at promoting cooperation, understanding, and visible unity. Please don't die. Okay, we're good. And visible unity among different Christian denominations and traditions. So they seek to bridge the gap, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. It's basically Christians who are friendly with other denominations of Christians. Which, like, yeah, I would define myself as that, but I don't think I really have any stories. You know, I believe in Jesus. As long as you believe in Jesus, then we're good. If you don't believe in Jesus, it's not like I dislike you or anything. It's sad to me, but I understand, like, everyone's on their own path, and religion's a big thing. So I can't really say a whole ton about ecumenism. We're now at the boss fight. I could talk about skiing, but I need to lock in and focus for this boss fight, because if I die one more time, I'm so tempted to just call it a video. I don't even need to win this one. I'll just win it with normal big power. The only reason I won't do that is because I want to win every level as Mini Mario, at least in the first 8 worlds. We can't get to World 9 because I mentioned this in episode 1. If you haven't seen episode 1, then basically to get levels in World 9, you have to get all of the star coins in each level. So to unlock the first level in World 9... Oh! Okay, so I almost died, or I died doing almost that same thing another time. Basically, I ground pounded on her, but then the ring that she throws, I was thrown back up into the ring. Also, I don't think I'm in a great position here. Yeah, I'm not loving my position. Let's try to go like this. I think we're good. Okay, I just have to land one hit. I'm guessing that if I land on her here, they all disappear, and we did it. Oh my goodness, wow, that was by far the hardest level yet, but we did it. I'm actually feeling like halfway accomplished after that one. Almost an entire 4 minutes to beat that level. My goodness. So yeah, ecumenism. Hope you guys are having a great day. Jesus loves you. Please subscribe. Oh, we have to watch the cutscene. Right. I love that he's small even in the cutscene. I actually never noticed that in the other ones. Okay, so they leave him behind in the ship, and then it's gonna like make a path, and we're gonna have to play a ship. So we're not actually done with World 4 yet, but we're getting there. So subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and adios. As mentioned in some of my previous videos, I used to work at a pizza place, and there's a lot of different toppings that you can have on a pizza. Cheese and pepperoni, I think, are the most classic of anything you can have on a pizza. I think my personal favorite is chicken and bacon on a white sauce pizza. That's probably my favorite kind of pizza. But I'll eat almost any kind of pizza. Almost any kind. We used to have this refried bean sauce that they would pull out at Cinco de Mayo, or around Cinco de Mayo. And it was disgusting. It was literally just refried beans mixed with salsa. And people would legitimately buy this and put it on their pizza. I don't know how anyone actually finds that like worth eating. It's just disgusting to me. I don't know what was with these people, but they liked it. They would put refried beans, and then they'd put like chicken and tomato, and they'd basically just be making a taco, but as a pizza. It was definitely kind of interesting. The reason that I'm getting into this is because today's daily word is jalapeno, and we did have jalapenos on our menu. I don't love jalapenos on pizza, but there was this one pizza that was basically just a Hawaiian, but with jalapeno. It is pretty decent. Not the best pizza, but you know, if I was starving, I would be more than happy to eat this. It was not a terrible pizza. And one time this guy comes in and he's like, I want extra jalapenos. Like, to the point that this guy probably... you know how it burns going down the first time? It probably burned coming out of him. Let's just put it that way. Like, this guy did not need that many jalapenos on his pizza. But he was like, I want you guys to make my mouth on fire. So I put some jalapenos on his pizza. Oh man, how did I miss that? But then after that, I literally got the bin of the jalapenos and I dumped the jalapeno juice. Not like, dumped is a strong word. It's not like I just drenched his pizza in jalapeno juice. But you know, I got like little handfuls of jalapeno juice. I just like spritzed it all over. No way, I just used the word spritz. That's disgusting. I spritzed it all over his pizza to make it just more spicy. I hope he enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Adios. Bienvenido al bosque. I don't actually know how to say jungle in Spanish, but I know that bosque is forest. So that's the best you guys are gonna get. I've played this level a lot because I've never really sped run this game, but I have done the 13 exit win or whatever you call it, where you use the cannon in World 1 to come straight here, and then you use the cannon halfway through this world to go to World 8. So I have played my fair share of 5-1. You know what else is 5-1? Doc Hudson's number. I'd put 51 probably in my top 10 numbers, to be honest, just because of that. It's a pretty good number. I completely forgot to get a new word to like tell a story about, because I just got done putting together, well, I didn't really have to put together all of the videos. I just upload all the other videos and then wrote all of the, or made all of the thumbnails. So I just did that, and I believe we are at a total of about an hour and 20 minutes. Wow. Being small actually makes this level so much easier. Okay, we don't have to go up there. I'm not going to worry about it. So, 80 minutes to do 4 worlds. That's not too bad. I don't know if the later levels are longer. They're definitely harder, so it's going to take me some more time to finish them. But I think we'll be able to finish all of these in less than 3 hours. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like and subscribe. Come back tomorrow. And with that, I'll see you later. Adios. I wasn't entirely sure what a nougat was, so I had to look it up. A nougat is a candy made from sugar or honey, nuts, and egg white. Which doesn't... I mean, that tells me exactly what it is, but at the same time, I feel like that doesn't really give a clear description. Because I already kind of knew it was something to do with candy or chocolate, because I've heard of chocolate nougat before. So, I don't know, looking at these pictures of nougat, I don't think I really understand what nougat is. But what nougat reminds me of is when I was 15 maybe, I went to summer camp, and for whatever reason, so we went whitewater kayaking, is that what you'd call it? They called it whitewater kayaking. I was expecting crazy rapids and stuff. And there were some rapids at some point. It wasn't just a leisurely kayaking trip, but it wasn't that crazy either. But one of my friend's dads was there. His name's Mike. Oh, I thought we were about to fall into the acid right there. His name's Mike, but for whatever reason, everyone was referring to him as Papa Nougat. I know, it doesn't really make much sense. And that's about as far as my nougat stories go. Nougat is one of those words that everybody knows. Everybody has used the word nougat at some point in their life, and yet you don't just bring up the word nougat in everyday conversation. So it's kind of hard to make a story with it. That was a pretty good kayaking trip though. We went down, I don't even know which river. I got super sunburned. And then my shoes were also soaked. I had to hang them in a tree by their laces just to dry them out. If you guys are enjoying this series, same thing as every day. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Adios. Last June, me and Christina bought a dog. He's a husky mix. So he looks kind of like a husky, maybe a husky and a greyhound mixed. I don't actually know what a greyhound looks like. Everyone else just says he looks like a greyhound, so that's how I chose to describe him. He's black and white. You've probably seen him before if you've been in my streams. Well, that's not what I wanted, but it works. It works! Okay, I don't know where the hitboxes on his legs are, but I'll take that all day. So we got him a toy, and it's like a little rubber duck. Not like a bathtub rubber duck. Imagine a dog toy that's a rubber duck, or just a duck, but it's made of rubber. He tore through it in a matter of days. The first day we gave it to him, he tore the squeaker out of it, and then he ripped the squeaker out of its butt, and then more recently, it actually took him a while to do this part, he completely ripped its head off. Today's word is duckling. This is the first thing I thought of when I heard of duckling, was Finn's duck. Okay, then we go like this. Okay, yep. So far, so good. Then he'll go back, and bam, we're so good at this game. The other thing I thought of... am I going to be able to get this? Let's go. Is there's a little nature park in my town. They've got ducks all over the place there. When I was 4, maybe 5? Wait! Ooh! Okay, how do we go about this? Maybe like this? Yes. I was maybe 4 or 5, I went there, and I remember there was a goose trying to eat my crock. And that's gonna be it for duckling stories. I don't really know what else to say. other than subscribe, which is gonna get really, really repetitive if you're watching the full-length video of this at the end, but don't forget to, and adios. If you've ever had a staring contest, you've probably had watery eyes. That's not what I'm here to talk to you about. The random noun for today is stare, but not in the staring contest type of stare. It's stare as in go up the stairs. And everybody's experienced stairs, obviously. Whether or not everyone has a cool story to go along with them is the real question. So the first thing I can think of when it comes to stairs is when my sister turned 3 years old, she got a new bike for her birthday. And the first thing she did with it was ride it straight into the railing of our stairs. There was a wooden railing at the time, and she knocked out one of the railing pieces. Which, yeah, I know that doesn't sound very funny, so you're probably like, why is this guy laughing? Well, for the rest of my childhood, anytime that stair piece would get hit, it would come out and it would go flying down the stairs. And so me and probably all of my siblings, I know at least my older sister agrees with this, anytime we would be coming up the stairs, we were watching above our heads and almost scared to go up the stairs. Oh, let's go, we survived that. Just because we didn't want to get hit by a piece of wood coming down on top of our heads. And it was like this for like the entirety of growing up. Oh, this could be a little bit hard. Nope, we're good. The next thing I think of stairs is also from my childhood. I mean, most stories are going to be from my childhood because that's how memories work. Ooh, okay. This level's kind of hard with moon gravity. I guess that's not really what it is. Just being small, because you have to be a lot more quick with it, a lot more precise. So my parents have a shed slash playhouse. On the bottom it's a shed, and then up top there's a little room with carpet and little furniture. It's just a playhouse. And every year it would get completely infested with bees, like with hornets. And I remember on multiple occasions trying to go up the stairs to that place and getting stung. Oh, how did that guy not kill me? Or how did I not kill him? It's a scam either way. Yeah, it was just this bee slash hornet infested place. No one really ever wanted to go up there in the summer, and you don't really have any reason to go up there in the winter. Oh, that was a really close one. I'm so glad I don't have to play that level over again. I think that's the first time in a while that we've beat a castle first try. I think both of the castles in World 4 took several tries. We'll watch the little cutscene, though I don't think there's much to see other than him jumping from place to place. World 5 is a pretty big world. I don't know if there's more levels than usual or if it just looks big. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. Adios. This is try number 2 at this level. I won't be surprised if I have 6 more tries on this level. It's a pretty slow level. It's just so much to keep track of. And so there's a level in World 8 I refer to it as the Dinosaur Train. It's like the PBS Kids show, although I don't know which came out first. And I would tell my train story when I'm playing that level, but I feel like that level is probably a little bit harder to survive. I don't really know. That one might be way harder or way easier with Mini Mario. It's kind of hard to say for sure. But I thought I'd tell my train story while I'm on this level. So my grandparents, they have a little lawnmower train. So basically it's just a lawnmower. And then it's got 50-gallon barrels that have been cut in half with wheels stuck to the bottom of them. And I know I'm talking so slow right now. I have to focus so hard on this level though. It's just a little difficult. So growing up, we got to drive this train around the farm. And I remember one time we had this genius idea to tie my cousin to the back of the train, and then we would just pull him across the grass. Which isn't a terrible plan. At least when I don't know. Just thinking about it as it is like that. Oh, you can jump on these guys? I didn't even know that. Oh my goodness. Oh, but I don't think I can go back into a ground pound from there. So we get him tied up to the back of the train. The safe spaces on this train are getting much, much smaller. We're gonna stand on here as long as we can. And wait. Oh no, I can use this guy. I was gonna say, we're completely stuck here. Oh, look at that. What a snipe. So we tie him to the back of the train and we take off driving. And it took us about 0 seconds to realize that this was maybe not the best idea, because the rope that was wrapped around him slid straight up to his neck. Now, it's not like it was gonna kill him, but he is being dragged behind the train with this rope around his neck. And it's so funny because we're driving the train right by the windows by all the parents. And they just see my cousin getting dragged behind the train by his neck. And that level was actually way easier than I remember it being. I'm glad I finished that as quick as I did. I'll see y'all in the next video. Adios. I'm gonna go ahead and play this level the normal way, and then if I need more time at the end of this video, I'll play it again because I think I know how to get the cannon exit to go to World 8. We won't be skipping to World 8, but just if I need extra time, we'll go ahead and do that. So the word that I got for today is bowl. And so when I first saw that, I was thinking bowl as in like I eat my cereal out of a bowl. Which I'm not really sure if there's too many crazy stories I can think of with that one. I remember this guy from, I believe he was from Egypt, though I can't actually say for sure because this was a really long time ago. But this guy from Egypt came to this, hey, we found a star coin. I was not expecting that. He came to this dance and music festival, and I remember him riding on a unicycle, and he had a stack of bowls. You know, now that I'm saying this out loud, this guy was not from Egypt. The Egypt guy was a different guy. I don't know where this guy was from. In fact, I don't even remember if it was a guy at this point. But there was this person from some foreign country who came to this dance and music festival, and they had a stack of bowls on their foot, and they were on a unicycle, and they'd kick it up and they'd catch it on their head. You've maybe seen a video of this before. The not as cool part of this is they kept messing up so many times. And I don't want to say I could do better, because obviously I could not. That is a very hard skill to learn, I'm sure. But as a 6 or 8-year-old, like, I have no attention span to just watch this over and over again. It was cool for the first, 3 minutes or however long it was. But when I tell you that we're back at the beginning again, once again, I maybe should have looked up where the exit was for this. Let's try coming down here. There we go. Worst case scenario, we actually don't have to finish this level the normal way. So if I don't find the exit right here, then I'm just gonna finish it not the cheating way, but the secret way, and then we'll just get to the next level by walking around to the other side to get to it. But yeah, this guy, he just could not get the bowls up onto his head, and it was really lame. Kind of like how I can't figure out the maze of this place. Let's see if there's one more doorway that I haven't gone to yet. It might be just missing one mildly obvious thing. Did we already come in this door? I can't even remember at this point. I should have been paying better attention. Okay, well, that's not the door, so let's just go through here and call it a day. And then the other type of bowl, I think my best, oh, we're not at the end of the level yet, but this is gonna lead us to the end of the level. So I think my best score in bowling ever was above 150. I don't think I've ever broken 160 though. So somewhere between there is my best bowling. I had another time where I actually bowled 4 strikes in a row, but it wasn't my best game somehow, which is kind of sad because 4 strikes in a row is not easy. I did that when I was like 14. And now when I go bowling, I mean, I'm still pretty decent, but 150 is considered a good score for me. The other week, my dad goes bowling. He bowled a 271. I think he was 2 strikes away from a perfect game. He said he's never going to beat that, which... I mean, I completely believe that. I would be happy to beat 200 points in a game of bowling. You know what else would make me happy? Is seeing you subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Anybody who's followed my channel for more than very long at all will know that I originally more or less started out as a Minecraft YouTuber. So back in like the early days when I was first starting YouTube in 2018, 2019, whenever it was. I think I started my channel in 2018, but I didn't actually start posting videos until 2019 probably. Back then I was just uploading all sorts of garbage. I'm glad none of that's still on the internet because, oh, it's so cringy. But once I actually started uploading more recently, I started with Minecraft content because I like Minecraft quite a bit. And today's word is symmetry. And symmetry in Minecraft is kind of an interesting thing because the best builds, I feel like, mildly rely on symmetry, but they can't be completely symmetrical. That's one thing I had to be really careful of this last time that I was making my world, was any time that I did a custom build, which was... I've copied a few designs from people over the years, but basically everything I did this last time was all my own custom builds. And one thing I had to be super careful of was not making everything completely symmetrical, because I just knew that it would look so much better if I didn't. Okay, I was expecting a big coin to come down. Maybe I have to throw it somewhere else. So there's a few things that can be symmetrical. Farms are mostly symmetrical for the most part. The ones I made, I think, were, just because it worked out that way. And then the starter villager house, that was symmetrical other than a little bit of the inside, but the inside doesn't matter quite as much as the outside in being symmetrical. Obviously a beacon is going to be symmetrical, at least if it looks good, it's probably going to be symmetrical. But the hardest thing was when I started custom designing all of the villager houses that go around the pond. If you guys haven't seen my Minecraft videos, I mean, I can sit here and be like, oh, I highly suggest you go watch them. But of course I'm going to say that because it's my channel. So if you like Minecraft content, go watch it. If not, it's not a huge deal. I'll just keep explaining it to you. Long story short, I had to make these Minecraft houses not symmetrical, which was kind of hard for me to do. Probably about half of them ended up being symmetrical, but the other half were not completely symmetrical. And it was kind of hard to do, but I'm glad I did it because in the end, it looked very good. Some symmetrical, some not symmetrical. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Did you guys know that the most eaten fruit in the world, yes, I died previously, I've played this level several times and I keep dying in stupid ways. Did you guys know that the most eaten fruit in the world is tomatoes? I didn't know that, but now that I'm thinking about it, if you want to consider fruit, or if you want to consider tomatoes a fruit, then I guess that does check out. There are a lot of tomato products, tomato pastes, all sorts of ways to eat tomatoes. Did you guys know that the second most popular fruit, I don't actually know if this is true, I just asked AI for what are like the 20 most popular fruits, and this is what it came up with. Also, for the sake of having fun, we're going to collect all of the coins in this level, just because I started doing it the first time I recorded. I got all of the coins, and then immediately after I got the third coin, I misclicked, and I ended up just ground pounding straight into the lava. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Oh shoot, did I do this right? Yeah, we're totally fine. So it says bananas are the most popular fresh fruit for snacking and portability. Personally, I don't love bananas. Lots of fruit in general just makes me kind of sick. Bananas are kind of like a toss-up of whether or not they're gonna make me sick. Every once in a while when I go to Walmart, if the bananas are looking good, which they do sometimes, especially the fresh ones, then, oh, no way I survived that. I don't know what's up with my D-pad. I feel like everything is just so much more sensitive all of a sudden. So every once in a while I'll go to Walmart and the bananas just look good, and so I'll buy just one and eat it right after I shop, or even while I shop sometimes. They sometimes taste good, but only if they're super fresh. Next up we've got watermelons. Again, I don't know if these are in any specific order. I don't like watermelon. When I used to play soccer, they would bring watermelon to every game, along with gummy bears. And I love eating gummy bears, but watermelon is not where it's at. Apples are not terrible. Once again, I have to be in the mood to eat an apple. I feel like I don't really want an apple very often, and yet whenever I eat an apple, I'm always pleasantly surprised. Like it usually at least tastes pretty good. Oranges, they take too much effort to peel. Also, this level is gonna be hard because I can't stand on these yellow things to go down, and so I'm gonna have to be very specific with how I try to. Oh yeah, no, this level is gonna suck to play. I'll try to keep talking about fruits as I play, but oh, this is not gonna be the most fun thing I've ever done. Okay, that worked. Oh, no, this is fine. This is totally fine. Okay, I'm alive. That's all that matters. Oh, get wrecked. I'm too fast for you. Oh no, he's coming the other way. Okay, we're fine. Grapes. I like green grapes. I don't like purple grapes. Oh, is he gonna stay fast for the rest of the level? He probably is. So we're gonna have to catch up to him when he goes back down here in a second. Oh, I missed. Yeah, green grapes are good. Any other grapes, not really my favorite. Mangoes, I don't like mangoes, although stuff like... Oh, no. Okay, staying alive. Okay, we just have to get back in front of him. Okay, we're good. That was a close one. Let's go. Wow, that was like hard, but not hard at the same time. Pears, my least favorite fruit in the world. Avocados, I love guacamole. And pineapple is arguably my favorite fruit. Pineapple and strawberries, I like... Oh, and raspberries, those are pretty good. And the rest of these, people don't really regularly eat. Cherries are okay, not my favorite. Limes, I don't think I've ever eaten just a lime. Plums are disgusting. Blueberries are okay, but they always make my stomach hurt. I actually think I'm allergic to them. Peaches. Peaches. I don't like peaches. Canned peaches are alright. Fresh peaches are disgusting. Actually, both of them are kind of disgusting. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in World 6. Bienvenido a Las Montanas. We're officially in World 6. In our last video, we talked about fruit. I kind of ranked fruit. Not really, I just gave my opinions on it. So then I looked up the new random word, and it gave me noodle. So I decided that in this video, I'm going to rank the most famous pastas in the world. Starting off with spaghetti. I absolutely hate the description that AI gives to spaghetti. Also, that was kind of satisfying. It says, the most famous pasta worldwide, consisting of long, thin, cylindrical strands. That just makes spaghetti sound disgusting. Now trust me, it's not hard to make spaghetti sound disgusting. All you have to do is throw it up. You never realize how much you don't chew your spaghetti until you throw it up. Trust me, I know, because once upon a time in 2018, let me think about this. 2017 is actually August of 2017. I threw up some spaghetti and I did not chew any of that stuff. Like, how? I don't know. I won't gross you up with the details. Let's just say it was gross. Kind of funny seeing him spin like that. Next up we have fettuccine. Fettuccine Alfredo is arguably... Please don't kill me. Arguably my favorite pasta. I don't know for sure. There's a few good pastas. I like it quite a bit. Linguine is very similar to spaghetti. Oh, that's literally what it says. Very similar to spaghetti. I don't know, it's all right. I really don't think there's much of a difference. I think usually when I have linguine, it's with some sort of cheesy sauce. Angel hair is basically spaghetti. The only time I'm ever gonna eat angel hair is gonna be it's gonna taste like spaghetti. I don't think I've ever had it with anything but spaghetti sauce. I can't actually rate all of these because I haven't had all of these before. Next up we have lasagna, and I actually take it back. Lasagna is probably my favorite pasta. Lasagna is really good. We make lasagna. That was actually our first in-person live stream, was making lasagna, and we can actually take that because we stay small with this. This doesn't get rid of the small power, so I don't think this is cheating. I was not planning on using that, but that's kind of convenient. That's definitely allowed. Yeah, lasagna is a pretty good one. What else do we have in here? Macaroni. I love macaroni. Homemade mac and cheese is so good. And then last, we have ramen. I like ramen quite a bit. I can't eat it too regularly or else I got sick of it, but it's good. You know what else is good? Subscribing. Adios. The word that I got for this video is Major League. There's a hyphen in the middle, so I guess it's one word. And I was thinking the other day, how professional does someone need to be considered a professional athlete? Okay, so this girl I know from my high school went to some college. I think it's what's the most prestigious? D1? I think it's a D1. So, you know, she must be good at her sport, but no one in the history of ever is going to know her, respectfully. Like, she has to go to the Olympics to even halfway be known. She's never gonna be famous for sports. Okay, and it got me thinking, oh, don't kill me. That's not what it got me thinking. It got me thinking, how major league do you have to be before you're considered to be actually professional? Because, you know, if you're in the NFL, I'm American. If you're watching this outside of America, that's probably so cringy hearing me say that. So we could take even sports, for example, like a soccer or football, if you want to call it real football. I'll refer to it as American football for all of you non-Americans. So if you're playing football, and let's say you're on the Brisbane Roar, they're just some team in Australia. It's not like you're super good at the sport. I mean, you're far better than me. You're better than majority of people, and yet nobody knows you if you're on the Brisbane Roar, which is actually sad because the Brisbane Roar has the most amazing team roster I've ever seen. They've got Henry Hoare, Macklin Freaky, what's his face, Furkeranus. They've got so many funny names on their team. I think we're almost at the end of the level, and I just kind of side tangented with the Brisbane Roar. Basically, all I have to say is I don't think it's that cool to be in professional sports as I used to think it was, because it's not as hard to get into college sports as I originally thought it was. Don't forget to subscribe. Adios. One thing I find kind of interesting is the idea that the only reason people find other people attractive is because it's acceptable to find that person attractive. And let me kind of try to explain what I mean by this. So different cultures have different beauty standards. And so something that I might find attractive, for example, straight teeth. If you have straight teeth, you're more attractive than someone who doesn't have straight teeth. But that's not how it is in every culture. And it makes me wonder, could we have evolved in ways that we could have found all sorts of different things attractive? And like, how would that be? Because some things make sense to find attractive, like having good hygiene just makes sense. If you smell good, then people are gonna like you more. And I don't think there's any way to change that, because it doesn't matter who you are, you don't want to be smelling bad. I think that's something in basically every society, that good smelling people are just not better. I'm not trying to say people are better, but someone who smells good and has good hygiene is going to just be more attractive than someone who doesn't. So originally what prompted me to start thinking about this, the word for today is hair. I was just thinking about how different hairstyles are more attractive based on who you are and what, not necessarily what you believe. But like for me, I like my hair to be very clean. And there's girls who would find that very attractive, like my wife. She likes the clean cut. It just looks nice. Whereas there's other people who think messy hair looks super good. And I'm not talking messy like ankara messy, go. No, I mean messy as in like not dirty. I don't know the word to use. Just messy with a Y. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm trying to over explain this. It probably wasn't even confusing until I made it confusing. I just thought it was interesting how different cultures have different beauty standards because... Oh wait, did I just have to wall jump up here? I might have been able to do that without the water. Because a hairstyle to one person looks really good for one person, but looks terrible to another person, and... I don't know if any of that made any sense. Not my best video. Be sure to come back to my next one, because it's going to be the best one yet. Trust. Don't forget to subscribe. Adios. And now, welcome to the best level in the entire game, 6-4. 6-4 is my birthday. That's the only reason this is a good level. It's not actually the best level. It's probably right about average in terms of all of the levels in the game. So today's word is mug. So there's this little thing called root beer. I don't know if you've ever had it before. And there's a brand of root beer called Mug Root Beer. And similar to the last video, where we were talking about how culture differences change what we find attractive, I think it's also funny, or not funny, but interesting, how culture can change what we like to eat. So for example, root beer. I know lots of people outside the US think that root beer tastes like cough syrup or something like that. They don't like it, which I don't understand. I absolutely love root beer. Just drinking root beer is one thing, but then to have a root beer floats are arguably, they're not my favorite dessert, but they're up there. They are probably top 3. They are so good. And then if you were to give that to someone in another country, they would probably just hate it so much. And I think that's just so interesting because they're just so good. And there's lots of foods that are probably that way. I can see how people from other countries hate on all sorts of American foods. Okay, I guess we survived that. That's nice. You know, lots of people think that things are too sweet, which I can definitely see. I myself don't like lots of different sweets. But the sweets I do like, I absolutely love. You know, I ate some, I think it's food from the Congo recently, and it was disgusting. Yet everyone at the party from the Congo, I think most of them were, they were loving it. Just like how I love it when you guys subscribe. Adios. I believe that the guy on top of this tower is named Morton. I don't know any Mortons in real life, but it does remind me of a place called Boris Manor. You'll also notice this little Luigi thing right here. I may or may not have died a lot of times on this level. The worst part is I've only made it to the boss fight twice. I keep dying in the same exact spot over and over again. It's just vertical levels are super hard with Mini Mario because he takes so much extra time to come down to the platform he's supposed to be on. He jumps higher than he's supposed to, but he doesn't jump high enough for me to skip. So like right here, see, I can't jump up to the one. I can't go 2 at a time. So it just takes so much. You have to be so much quicker with everything. Vertical levels are very hard with him. At least going up. When I get to the last level of the game, I think going down should be more or less easy. We'll have to see. That won't be posted for another several days. The Boris Manor, long story short, it's so hard to keep track of what I've even told you guys because I've recorded this story like 8 times now. It might have been a little bit less than that, but I think right about 8 times. So it's hard to know what I've said. So we start filming and we can't stop laughing at this one part. We're eating raisins with forks and plastic utensils and plates. Which, that's not the funny part. The funny part was just the fact that we're with our cousins, and so everything's funny. But that wasn't actually funny, the eating raisins with forks. That was just completely normal. And so we had to write it into the script that the reason we kept laughing was because we were eating laughing pelts, or laughing pills. Because those definitely exist. Like, oh, it was so poorly scripted. I know this was like a super boring story because you guys never saw the movie. You can't really relate. But if you ever want to pretend that you know me better than you do, just hope that this video gets less than like 6 views, and then bring up Boris Manor in one of my comment sections. That can be in a video or a live stream. Just bring up Boris Manor. If my cousin ever sees it, he'll be really confused. Like, what the heck? How do they know Boris Manor? It was just a stupid video we made once upon a time. And then today's word, I guess we could get into that now that we're actually at the fight. Today's word is raccoon. So once upon a time, my grampy, he's driving down the street and he comes across some roadkill, and it's a raccoon. And he decides, yeah, I would love a roadkill raccoon at my house because that makes sense. Oh my goodness, what an easy fight. No way that took me like literally 15 minutes or more just to beat that one level. Anyways, he takes this raccoon to a taxidermier or a taxidermizer, someone who does taxidermy. He gets it taxidermied, and now he has a raccoon sitting in the upstairs of his house, which is a totally normal thing to have. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios. On June 25th of 2020, I had a little camp out with my friends. So we went to my grandparents' house because they've got all the trees, and we set up hammocks and stuff. I actually didn't end up going to sleep the entire night. I stayed up. I think that's my first true all-nighter where I didn't sleep a single time. You know, being small on this level is actually probably a lot easier than not being small, just because you can... Oh boy. Just because you can run on the water. Maybe it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. And around 1:52 a.m., we went ahead and decided that we'd take a walk to one of my friend's house who lived in the area. Because I don't normally live by my grandparents, but I have a friend who does. So we're going to walk to their house. Well, we get maybe halfway down the block, and the police are right there. And he turns on his lights, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" I mean, I just told the truth. I was like, we're taking a walk. And of course he doesn't buy anything we're saying. You know, who takes a walk at 2 a.m.? And so the good news is curfew wasn't until 2 a.m., which is kind of a late curfew. But he's like, yeah, you just have to go back home. So we went back home, tried again at 6 a.m. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Adios. Before it was a tree farm, my grandparents' farm was a sod farm. So for those of you who don't know, that's just like a growing grass to sell as grass. And so growing up, I feel like my dad took pretty good care of our yard. Oh, also, so the controls on this are really bad. I have to turn my controller way more than I normally would just to be able to see this. Let's make sure we don't get that mushroom. I'm playing with my controller completely sideways just for it to be like this. This is really obnoxious. I hope I can beat this one in one try. We beat the last one in one try, which was really weird, because the level before that took way too long. Anyways, he took pretty good care of our yard, but for a long time there's just this one part of our yard that seemed to never get watered for whatever reason. It was just always dead grass. But one thing we'd like to do with that, we'd take a water bowl for a dog, and we'd put a little bit of water in it, and then we'd mix it with dead grass, and we'd make... Wait. Oh, okay. I was like, did I miss something? No, we're good here. I haven't played this level in a really long time. and we would make what looked like birds' nests. Today's word is nest, by the way. And this is the only thing I could currently think of that has to do with nest. So we'd make little birds' nests, and then we'd put them into the trees and tell all the little kids, like, oh my goodness, we found a bird's nest. Which wasn't super uncommon to find, actually. Both us and our neighbors had lilac bushes, and robins loved to build nests in lilac bushes. So it was pretty common to see birds' nests, but it was also kind of fun just to make our own. And that is really all I can think of for nest. I remember another nest that's, I guess, like halfway important to my life. There used to be this power pole. I think it was a power pole. And someone had put a board up on top of the pole so that a bird could build a nest there, I think. So there's actually an eagle's nest up there for a long time. Why are these guys coming down? Okay, there we go. And then this guy will come this way, and we're good. And so every time I would pass that area, there'd always be an eagle's nest. I was gonna try to go up there. This is kind of a boring level, if I'm being honest. It's like the other train one, but I can't see anything. Oh boy, let's not die here. You know, I just realized we probably could just run across the water to the very end and been completely fine. I don't really know if that would have worked the best. It would have been kind of funny to test and see, though. Oh boy. Ah! Ah! Yeah, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. We're gonna leave it behind, and look at that. See, we don't even need the train. I almost want to play that level again and try to just run to the end. But I know I would end up dying to something somehow. So, thank you all for watching. If you're enjoying this series, a subscription would be much appreciated if you weren't already. Definitely like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios. And we're already back to another castle level. I was on the last castle level for probably 20 minutes because I just kept dying over and over. And then we beat the last two levels in first try in a matter of minutes. The good news is this castle level is not set up like the other one. This one's basically just like any other castle. We don't have to go vertically, at least not too much. So I think we're gonna have a much easier time beating it. I don't remember what this castle is like. Okay, I totally missed that coin. That's okay. I don't remember exactly what this castle is like, but I think it shouldn't be too hard to beat. We missed the last coin, so I'm not gonna go for that one. Today's word is fear, which I'm not afraid of these things. I'm just avoidant. But I thought I'd talk about my biggest fears. I kind of have two biggest fears, and I'm not sure which one's higher, but it's getting hurt and hurting other people. So if I had a choice, oh boy, that was a close one. If I have a choice between slapping someone or getting slapped by someone, I'm choosing to get slapped by someone. Because getting slapped by someone hurts, but it's not as bad as the awkward feeling of not being able to fix it when someone else is hurt and you were the cause. However, when it comes to torture, like, yeah, I'd rather be tortured by someone else than torture someone, but I'm never gonna be in a position where I'm torturing someone else. There might be a position, no, there's not gonna be a position where I myself am getting tortured either, not that I can think of at least, unless some serial killer is watching this video. But if I was in a situation where either I can watch someone else get slapped or I myself can get tortured, I'm gonna watch them get slapped because their small amount of pain outweighs literal torture. And I would expect them to do the same to me, right? I will get slapped all day to save someone else from being tortured. And so that's why it's kind of hard to say which one's like more of a fear to me. Because... Please don't kill me. Okay, we're good right here. I don't know, it's like... There's never gonna be a time where I'm legitimately going to be getting hurt that bad. But I still don't want to be. And just like that. Yeah, why was this castle so much easier than the last one? So weird. Anyways, that's 3 in a row, first try. let's go. I guess we have another little cutscene on this one. We're about 75% of the way through the game, so we're looking pretty good here. The levels are definitely getting harder, so I don't know if we're really 75% of the way time-wise and how long it takes me to beat all of the levels. Oh, and I guess we do have another ship level, so let's get right into that. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Adios. If I had to make a list of things I wanted to keep and things I didn't want to keep, and I had to rank every single thing on the planet, then at the top of the list would be, you know, family, and the bottom of the list would be like murder or something, you know, stuff that we don't need. And then right around the middle, I would put chandeliers. You'll never guess what today's word is. It is chandeliers. Okay, chandeliers, it came up as a word, and I was thinking, what kind of story can I tell? And now that I'm saying this out loud, I 100% have a chandelier story. What was I thinking? I was going to go into this stupid rant about how we need to be appreciative of things that we never think to be appreciative for. Because you never think to be appreciative of a chandelier, but they are kind of cool inventions. They look nice. They add to the atmosphere of a home. But then I just remembered a story from when I was a baby. I don't actually remember this happening to me. I've just been told the story. So when I was a baby, you know how parents will throw you up in the air and let you fall? Well, once upon a time, my dad decided he wanted to do that with me, but he didn't care to look what was above him, and so he threw me up into a chandelier. I mean, I can't really blame him. I don't want to say I'll probably do the same thing with my child. I'll probably do something just as stupid with my child at some point. Hopefully that doesn't hurt them as bad, but you never know. And now that I've shared that story, I don't want to go back to just being like, we should appreciate chandeliers. I have a picture of chandeliers open on my second monitor right now. And just looking at them, they really are like a pretty good invention. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this flag, and then if I die in the boss fight up here, I might just try again. I don't know how close the boss fight is. Maybe it was a mistake to get the flag. Usually I skip the flag because I want to beat the entire level in one go. And then if I get the flag, then the only way to go back is to go to a different level and kill myself. But that's not really very fun to do. Let's go ahead and, you know, get this coin because we can. That's all 3 coins on the ship. We don't need coins because we're not doing all the levels in this playthrough. Not doing all the coins. But yeah, let's just think about chandeliers. What I'm wondering is, how old are chandeliers? I think they're pretty old, you know, they originally had candles in them, I'm sure. Fire, because, you know, electricity doesn't exactly exist. That was probably such a pain to get them lit though, because I'm sure there were just dozens, if not hundreds of torches or candles in a chandelier. But they're really pretty, you know, all the crystals. I'm really dragging out this chandelier thing. I probably should have got a better topic before I started playing with this. I don't remember how this level works. Oh, I have to spin him into the sides, it looks like. Oh, this is kind of hard. But I think if I go into the sides at all, then I'll die. Let's not die here. Oh my goodness, why am I so bad at this? I thought this was... Nope, get away from me. Ow, I keep hitting my elbow on the table trying to spin. Oh, he just killed himself. Get juked. I didn't even touch him on that last one. Let's go. Okay, we beat the ship first try. That makes me so happy. I thought that was going to be a lot harder. I guess it doesn't really matter that we got the flag. So that's going to bring us to World 7. We'll go ahead and watch the cutscene because there should be a little cutscene here. And as this cutscene plays, I just want us to all take a moment and think about how grateful we are for chandeliers. Oh, this was such a stupid idea for something to talk about. If I need something, don't forget to subscribe. Adios. Bienvenido del Mundo de los Noobs. That means welcome to the world of the clouds, which sounds so fake, but clouds in Spanish is noobs. And that's 100% how you pronounce it. Don't fact check me on that, just believe me. If you ever want to call your friend a noob, just call him a Spanish cloud. Just be like, hey, you ever seen the clouds in Mexico? You remind me of them. And then they'll be like, what? And it won't make any sense. It probably won't even make sense to a Spanish person because it's just such deep poetry. But it'll make sense to you, and that's all that matters. Anyways, welcome to World 7. We're finally here. It's taken maybe barely longer than I would have expected to get here. We played the first 4 worlds of the game in, what was it, 80 minutes, roughly? And I mean, actually playing through them took longer than that. That's just how long the recordings were once all was said and done. So it probably took about 2 hours to play through the entirety of the first 4 worlds. And then once I got to World 6, and maybe a little bit of World 5, it started taking me upwards of almost half an hour for 1 or 2 of the levels. So just 2 of the worlds, or 2 of the levels in World 6, I think took as long as an entire world earlier on. So that's not ideal, but overall I think we're doing super good with this run. And we should hopefully be able to have the compilation of all of these levels at the end, when all is said and done, in under 3 hours. I think that's definitely doable. I'm not positive because I haven't been looking at the time, but I think we're going to be close. And that's it. We already made it to the end of 7-1. So that was pretty easy with Mini Mario. Hopefully the rest of the levels in this world are easy like that. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one. Adios. Have I ever told you guys how much I dislike wearing sweaters? I don't think they feel nice. I don't think they look nice. They're just not one of the better inventions. On a scale from keep to get rid of, I would definitely put them a tier below chandeliers. So sweaters, I don't know. It's never too cold that you need a sweater. If it's ever cold, then you need a coat or a jacket. But a sweater, it just feels so uncomfortable. In case it wasn't obvious, today's word is sweater. And I'm alive. Oh, I'm still alive. I don't know how. Okay, this is a kind of a scary level, but somehow I'm making it work. Okay, yep, we're good. We got past the dogs. Yeah, I just don't love sweaters. I used to have a sweater, and I never even wore it. Like, I'd rather go cold than wear a sweater. I'd rather just wear a jacket. That's the simplest fix, for being honest. And that's really all I have to say about sweaters. I need to stop picking words that I don't have enough to say about for... I mean, each of these videos is roughly, I think, 1.5 to 3 minutes long. This one's already 1.5 minutes. I'm not exactly sure how close to the end we are. We've got to be close though, right? Yeah, okay, look at that. All in 100 seconds. Thank you all so much for watching. We're almost to 7-3. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Adios. The word is now intent. So the other day I went camping and I was intent. Bah! Okay, just kidding. So that's all I thought of for that word. So then I got a new word. And then I made a joke for this one too. So once upon a time the other day, I saw God making a large dark African antelope with a large head, a beard and mane, and a sloping back. He created something new. You know, because it's a new. Okay, I know I just died, but I'm gonna keep that because I felt like the death complemented those jokes so perfectly. And if we can beat it first try now, then I'll just keep this footage. So what new actually reminded me of was the fact that sometimes in English, I don't know if this is the case in other languages, though you're probably watching this in English, so I don't really have to worry about other languages. But sometimes in English we have silent letters, like the G in new. I almost just died in the exact same way as before. Should we try to steal this coin? Watch this. Oh, I'm so good. And I think probably the weirdest letter is P. There's just too many P's that are silent. So let's go through the alphabet. I'll see if I can remember all of them. No, I definitely can't. Okay, let's just start with some words that I know. So first, pterodactyl. It starts with a P, but it makes the T sound. That's weird. It's pterodactyl. It's not pterodactyl. Why are we putting a P on that word? Next up, we've got pneumonia. Like, why do we have a P at the beginning of that word? Pneumonia. It's not pneumonia. Ah, I almost died right there, but I saved it. Next up, we've got there's actually lots, I think, with this one, but like psych or psychiatry, psychosis, they all start with psych, so kind of the same root. But why does it start with a P? For some reason, this one makes the most sense to me. The psychiatry starting with a P. I don't know how to explain it. It just makes more sense than some of the other ones. I'm trying to think of other ones. I'm sure that there's other weird P ones. Just not that I can think of right this second. I know there's at least one more. Oh, right. Just the PH sound. That one makes a little more sense to me too, though. It's not completely disgusting. You know, like phone. PH on the phone kind of makes sense. I don't know. P's a weird letter. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you enjoy this series, this is gonna get so repetitive in the long compilation of these, but please subscribe. It really helps me out. Adios. This next level is arguably going to be the hardest level in the entire game, just because the motion control on my controller is kind of broken, and the entire time you play this level, you have to have motion control. So this is me with my controller pointed straight up, and this is me with my controller pointed 90 degrees to the left, and I have no idea how to fix that. It is what it is. I've tried for the last 20 minutes to try to fix it, and I'm just getting annoyed. So we're just gonna play with it like this. And I think what I'm going to do to save myself from going crazy is I'm going to get the middle mark flag, and then if I end up dying, I'm just gonna cut the video to where I'm starting at the middle mark again. That way it's a little bit easier for me. I would prefer not to do that during this entire challenge, but my controller is so broken. One thing that actually is nice is I used to have to shake in the air to make my character do the little spin. But now if I jump, all I have to do is press a button and he does a little spin. So that is one nice thing that came out of all of this. But overall, this just really sucks. I just played with it for so long just to find out that it's probably not going to work. So it is what it is, you know. We tried. Oh, that was a close one. And I do not need that star coin. I got that star coin earlier because I've already recorded this a few times. It's just a hard level. So like I said, we're gonna go ahead and collect this flagpole, and if you see a cut in the video, it's because I died. Hopefully that doesn't happen though. So originally when I actually looked up how to play this level because I knew that there was a secret exit, and when I first saw it, I thought that I was going to have to get all of the guys off of here, and that if there were any bomb-oms on here while I was on it, that it wasn't going to move up. But all I have to do is make sure that I don't die, and I'm actually completely fine. So, oh, that's interesting. He blew up right on the spot right there. So it's not easy, but it's not as hard as it could be, that's for sure. And then actually, oh my goodness. Sure enough, I died. And now Luigi's trying to showboat, which kind of sucks. I was actually at a point where I was almost ready to finish the level, and then just one of these guys fell out of the sky. It's hard to see where they're coming from, especially when I have to be so focused on keeping my controller straight, but not straight. It's so confusing. Almost died right there too. So hopefully I can do it this time because oh, I just think that this is going to take a while. We have to beat this level twice, which is another reason that I'm doing a little bit of editing on this one. So sure enough, I died, and now Luigi's trying to ring the doorbell and tell me that he's better than me. I've actually died twice now. They just keep raining out of the sky and I don't move in time. It's so hard trying to focus on... Oh my goodness. I've died 3 times now. They just keep raining down on me, and I don't expect them for whatever reason. It's just really hard to time it, or not even necessarily time it. It's just hard to keep the remote completely to the left, because like I have to keep the remote straight and yet not straight at the same time. It's super confusing. I don't really know how to explain it exactly. It's confusing. That's all there is to it. Because to go completely straight up, we have to be not completely straight. And I can't actually remember where the secret exit is. Oh my goodness, there's 2 shooters right there. Okay, I don't know if the secret is in here. Wait a minute. Okay, so I didn't watch the whole video. I just skipped to the part that shows the secret exit. We might have missed it. If we did miss it, I'm just gonna finish this level normal, and then I'll go ahead and play it again, because I do have to beat... Oh my goodness, this is a castle level. I completely forgot. I'm so glad I chose to not just beat it in one go, because that would have been... That would have just taken so long. Hopefully I don't die here. This guy flies, right? Okay, yeah, kind of. Oh my goodness. Can you stop flying? He sounds constipated. Although, as far as boss fights go, we've had harder ones. Woohoo, that was kind of lucky. I thought I was gonna just die on him instantly. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, we got it. Okay, so we've died 3 times in total. I'm not gonna do any editing right here. We're just gonna watch the little cutscene, and then we're gonna play the level again. Hopefully we can beat it in one go. I'm not doing this series to prove that I'm like a pro at this game. I'm just kind of more doing it to prove that you can beat it as Mini Mario. But I mean, that people have already confirmed that before. I'm mostly just doing this for fun, and it's not fun playing the same level 15 times and having to waste 45 minutes on one stupid little castle. So that's why we're doing it this way. In other news, today's word is skating. I've been roller skating 3 times in my life. I'm not really good on a skateboard. I can't skateboard. I learned to ripstick when I was 7. Ripsticks are really fun. You can ride them standing up. You can also kind of sit down and just push yourself on your hands. That's the way I prefer to ride a ripstick sometimes. I don't know, it's kind of fun to do. Me and my brother would race down the driveway because we had kind of a long driveway. our house, the front door was like sideways, sort of. I don't know how to explain it. This was in the house that I grew up in. I don't live there anymore, obviously, so don't worry, I'm not completely doxing myself. But the house was kind of sideways to the street, and the driveway ran all the way down the length of the house. So, a somewhat long driveway, and we would race our ripsticks sitting down. It's kind of fun. Sometimes this rocket shooter to the left doesn't shoot, and I don't know what triggers it to not shoot, because it's very rare, but both times that I played this level, I noticed that it wasn't shooting. Oh, that's interesting. So, out of muscle memory, I tried to shake to do the little spin in the air like this, and it works both ways now. I don't know how I set that up. That's actually kind of nice. I can shake if I am feeling like it or out of muscle memory, but then if I want to, I can still just use the one button, which is probably going to be easier for the most part. So we're back here. Like I said, hopefully I can do this in one go. Should probably stop talking because I'm just gonna distract myself. We already talked about skating. No! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! No, I'm pro. I'm literally, I'm him. Okay, we're just gonna wait here for a second. Wait for that one to shoot. And then do we think the secret is in here? It's not in here. Okay, interesting. So here's, oh my goodness! He came out when I was not expecting. Mother's giving birth early, be like. Okay, is it here? Oh, it's probably right up here, actually. Yes! Oh my goodness. Okay, so it is possible to do it in one sitting. I don't care to get the top of the flag. We're just gonna walk these guys straight to the flag and call it a day because there is no way I'm doing all of that again. Oh my goodness. We get 5 lives. That's good because we're kind of running low on lives, as you can see in the top left corner. All right, be sure to subscribe. That was the hardest level by far. That's going to open up that secret beanstalk or whatever it is. It's been so long since I played this. I guess it's not really a beanstalk, it's just a vine plant or something. We'll go up there and play that next. So be sure to click on the next video. If it's not posted yet, it will be within the next 4 to 12 hours. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Adios. What I'm about to say will make a lot more sense if you're watching this as part of the giant compilation rather than just a single video. But the last level I played, when I got to the very end of the level, I thought that I had forgotten to record the entire thing. And then I realized that I was just recording on my vertical output. And so it actually has face cam in that video. I'm going to crop it out. I don't know why I'm stuttering, what the heck. Anyways, I'm gonna crop it out and it'll just look kind of bad. So if you're wondering about the weird dimensions on the last level, I just accidentally pushed the wrong record button. I have a vertical record option just because I stream vertical. And so that's why I needed that. I don't usually push that button. I'm just so used to pushing the stream button. No. Okay, this is... Okay, never mind. We're totally fine. I was gonna say I'm gonna have to avoid that life or that big mushroom all the way down to the bottom. I do have to be aware of where it's at once I'm at the bottom. If I land on top of a mushroom the second I get to the bottom, I am not gonna be happy. Should we try middle door? Apparently not. Should we try bottom right? Also apparently not. Top left? I'm not sure. Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if it's just the last door you pick no matter what. Whew. Good thing it was, otherwise I did not know where I was gonna go after that. Okay, let's get this guy out of the way. I feel like, oh, it's just for a coin. We don't need a coin. Are we going to get it anyways? Yeah, just because we can. And then this rope at the top kind of makes me wonder, is there something up here? I can't jump up there anyways. So let's just go through this door. I don't remember anything about this ghost house. I hope I find the right way out of here. I think there is a secret exit on this one, but it's not to a level, so we don't need to find it. Also, that's interesting. I don't think those birds show up anywhere else in this game. So I think this is the only level, because I don't even remember those birds, if I'm being completely honest. I didn't play World 7 too much growing up, I guess. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Adios. So we've made it to 7-4, which makes me realize I shouldn't have played 7-6 yet. I told you guys I was going to go to 7-6 after I beat the castle. Chances... Oh, I have to control this with motion controls. They're just so janky with my controller. Hopefully it's not too bad. We'll have to see. Anyways, 7-6, I've already played it, but I'll upload it after this one. It's a pretty cool level, let's just say that. And it looks like there's actually no motion controls on this level. I was kind of afraid the entire level was going to be me on one of those things that I have to control. Because I remember there being a level kind of like that. I don't know if it's in this Mario though. It might be in another Mario, or it might be one of the secret levels. I can't remember. Or maybe it is this Mario. Yeah, maybe it is this one. Maybe just the second half of the level. Wires being controlled like this. So today's word is recess. I've been kind of slow to tell you guys what the word is on a few of these. Believe it or not, I'm starting to get tired of telling you guys stories. Which in real life, I don't really just tell stories to people. But back in the days when I had my Minecraft Bed Wars channel, I used to have another channel called Kigu. I had my main channel, that was my real life name, and then I had the Kigu channel. The Kigu channel has since been deleted, but I used to just play Bed Wars and tell stories. It was kind of a vibe, actually. I don't remember where I was going with this. Oh yeah, I would tell stories on there, and that's kind of where I got the idea to just tell stories while I play games. So recess is today's word. Let me tell you all about recess in elementary. I don't remember it too well. I remember playing lots of freeze tag. I remember this one girl trying to chase down this other kid and kiss him. Good times. I only went in that pipe to be special. I definitely did not need to go into it. Wait, what's the point of being in the green pipe? Oh, maybe we skipped a part of the level? I have no idea. Maybe there's a secret in that room and I just wasn't patient enough to figure out what it was. I know I didn't tell you guys much about recess, but there's not much to tell. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in 7-5. Adios. Welcome to 7-5. 7-5 is an exciting level because at the time of recording this, Christina is pregnant and her due date is 7-5. So there's probably only like a 20% chance that she actually gives birth on that day, but it should be pretty close to that day. At least I hope so. So we're saying 7-5 is a good number, but it's not actually it's not a great number until he's actually born on that day. And ooh, I actually kind of like the design of this level. Having all of the clouds is kind of fun. I like it. Today's word is no word. There isn't any word because I didn't press give me a word. So I'm going to think of something else to talk about. I guess just the baby being born. It's our first child. I don't really know like too much to say about it. He'll be a boy. That part's 100% confirmed. We're gonna kill that guy, and then we're gonna come through here, and hopefully we can get out the other side. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'm pro gamer. And he's doing July. That's I guess that's all you guys get to know for now. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna be a dad. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios. Welcome back to Mini Mario. We are on 7-6. The last level I played was arguably one of the hardest. So hopefully this one's not too bad. Oh, this is kind of like an interesting level. I think being Mini on this level is definitely going to help me though. I would get that power, but I can't pick it up, so we don't really need it. Today's word is backpack. Everybody has a story about backpack because everybody has at some point owned a backpack. I'm now in college. I don't even bring a pencil with me to school. You don't really need a backpack in college, which is... Oh, that's right. You get random lives in this level, which is kind of fun because it counts as jumping on lots of different bad guys. So, when was this? It was 2022, so almost 4 years ago, I went on a hike with my friend. We went to the Tetons, which is this super big mountain range in Wyoming, and we climbed Buck Peak. So it's almost 12,000 feet in height. I think we were 53 feet shy of 12,000, so pretty high up there, but I mean, there's definitely higher mountains. And I don't know what happened, but while we were there, I had my backpack that I just had throughout all of high school. Okay, I really hate that we left off on T right there, if you know what I'm talking about. So I take my backpack on this hike, and it's a pretty long hike. I think we left my hometown around 6:30 a.m. probably. Sometime around then. And we're gonna get a life right here. We don't pick it up, but that doesn't really matter. And then we got there, or no, we left here at like 5:30. And so we got actually to the hike probably around 7, just after 7. We might have made a stop before we actually finished. And we hiked for basically 12 hours, up and down. It was quite the hike. And at some point, I guess I got something in my backpack because it smelled terrible. And ever since then, that backpack smells terrible. I still have that backpack. It doesn't smell bad just by itself, but whenever the backpack gets wet, it smells bad, which is really weird. I don't know what got into my backpack, but there's a backpack for you. If you enjoyed this video, then go watch another because they're basically all like this. Thank you for watching. Adios. And we've now made it to the last castle of this world. I can go in the front door, or it looks like I can go through the chimney. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try playing the level normal just one time because I feel like we should. And then if I die, then I'm not gonna stop the recording. We're just gonna go in through the chimney and see if we can beat it first try like that. And hopefully we can just do it first try right now, but if we can't, then hopefully by our second try we can definitely beat this. That will put us roughly 88% of the way through the game. And it's 9 p.m. as of me recording this level right now. I've been going since probably about, I don't know, noon today, with lots of breaks. So I've already uploaded the first 4 worlds. I made all of the thumbnails for that. I scheduled all of the posts, and then ooh, you know what? This is gonna be the hardest Okay, we got that. I don't even care if we don't beat the rest of the level. I feel successful just by completing that alone. Okay, so this guy's gonna try to go all crazy on us. Dang it. I was gonna try to run under him. Okay, we already completed the hardest part. I don't think we're gonna be able to get it again. So we're just gonna go up through the chimney and try beating the game like that. Hopefully I can still do this first try. I'm just trying to get through these videos. Mostly at the time of recording this, which I think will still be the case by the time this is posted, because this should be posted within 3 weeks. I'm mostly just a Roblox channel. And I forgot to make myself small. That is rather unfortunate, and I actually tend to do that a lot. So let's just do a quick reset. We're only at 2 minutes in this video so far. Most of the castle levels have been over 5 minutes. So as long as we beat the boss within the next 2.5 minutes, we're still doing completely fine time-wise. So let's try this again. It looks like we have to jump over one guy and then just go into the door and kill this guy. I guess there might actually be one more level with an airship after this one. I'm not exactly sure, so we'll have to see. Let me generate a quick word. Subcomponent. I don't know anything about a subcomponent. So the next word is harpooner. That's quite the title. Like, what does your dad do for work? Oh, he's a harpooner. Kind of sounds made up. I don't really know what to say about a harpoon. Harpoons are cool invention, but I can't say that I have personally ever experienced working with a harpoon. I don't know. It's that's not something that people just have. I don't live near the ocean, which I think is the only place you would ever use it. I remember watching this movie a few years ago. I think it's called Boss Level. It's this, I gotta warn you guys, I think I watched it edited. So if you're gonna watch it, maybe make sure that you get it edited. And it's this movie about a guy who's stuck in a time loop. And I think somebody shoots him with a harpoon at some point in the movie and then drags his body behind the truck. I watched it edited for language. I didn't necessarily watch it edited for the content that actually happens in the movie. I love time loop movies. They're my favorite genre. So any time loop movie that I can find that doesn't have too much junk in it, I will 100% watch. They're some of my favorites. That one's pretty good. I don't know if it's the best one I've ever seen. I've seen a few good ones through the year. Maybe I'll talk about that in my next video, which I will hopefully see you in. If this video came out more than a day ago, then the next one should already be posted. So after this cutscene, or right now, you don't really need to watch the cutscene. Go ahead and click on the next video. I think it should be 7-airship, and I will see you there. Adios. I guess there's no airship level in World 7, so we're officially on World 8, which is awesome because that puts us into the last world of the game. Hopefully I can finish this somewhat quickly. And then today's word is normalization or normalization. It doesn't really matter how you pronounce it. No one really uses that in everyday conversation. And what I thought I'd do for normalization is talk about things that people have normalized that maybe shouldn't be normalized, but maybe they should be normalized. And it's completely up for debate. And the first thing I thought of, actually the only thing I've thought of so far, we'll see if I think of more before the end of the level, is doom scrolling. I don't want to guilt anyone. I mean, I'm literally recording content to put onto YouTube right now, so it's not like I'm helping the problem. But when I was younger, and by younger I mean like a month ago, or 3 months ago maybe at the very most, I used to doom scroll on Instagram a lot. And I did enjoy my time doing it, genuinely. But ever since I started streaming on YouTube, my desire to doom scroll has gone down significantly. And I just feel so much more productive. I know I'm literally just playing video games on YouTube, but I just feel so much more productive while streaming compared to things that I could be doing. And so I'm not saying doom scrolling is necessarily bad, but I would encourage you guys to think of what things in your life you could maybe get rid of and feel better about. I'm not saying you need to be like super productive or anything, because once again, I am a 21-year-old playing Mario in my free time. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not the most productive. You know, if I can turn it into a successful YouTube career, it's awesome. Probably won't happen, but we can hope. One way that can happen is if you subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Adios. 8-2, let's get going. Every time that I go to end one of these videos, sometimes I'm super on top of ending it. I've said everything I need to say. Other times I have to rush through everything I want to say before the video ends, and so I just like spam through a bunch of stuff because I want the video to end when the screen goes all black, but I don't want it to come back onto the map screen, which doesn't really matter at all. I'm just trying to make it look hopefully good in the compilation at the end when I have beaten every level. And I can't remember where I was going with this. Basically, just if I seem really rushed at the end of any of my videos, that's why. I'm just trying to end it when I want it to be ended. We have kind of a interesting level again. Ooh, wow, I almost died there. I guess I should not slide down these. That was not the way to go. So this is level 8-2. If you're not aware, there are 2 exits to this level, and both exits lead to different levels, which means that we kind of have to do both exits. So the first one is just right here. Pretty simple. So we're gonna finish this exit. Oh, this actually isn't the end of the level yet. I forgot about this little part right here. And might as well get some coins, even though we 100% don't need coins. It looks like I actually can't run faster than this with Mini Mario. That's completely okay. So we're gonna be it the normal way, and then we'll be it the other way. And then today's word is hammock, as in like the tree swing. You know, you might sleep in a hammock. You might just swing in a hammock. When I was younger, I thought hammocks were awesome. I remember going to my friend's house when I was 4 years old, and they had a hammock. It was, I don't know what it was made out of, kind of the same material as yarn. It wasn't a canvas hammock. It was nice and soft. And I remember swinging in that and spinning in it, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And then I grew up and I got a hammock for maybe my 14th birthday. I'm not exactly sure when it was. It wasn't like, I mean, it was memorable to remember it, but not the exact birthday. I don't really care about that. And I mean, I enjoyed, oops, almost died right there. I enjoyed my hammock, but it wasn't as cool as it was when I was 4 years old. I would take it out in the backyard from time to time, hook it up from a tree to the shed. We don't have a ton of great trees in our backyard for hammocking. We have great trees for climbing, just not for hooking a hammock in between 2 branches. They're too spread out, or just have too many other bushes by them. And then I took my hammock camping, which I think is so overrated, because I don't know, I just didn't think it was super comfortable sleeping in a hammock. My brother would disagree with me. He actually sleeps in his hammock during the summer just at our house. Sometimes he'll not sleep in his bed. He'll just go outside in his hammock and sleep there for the night. He thinks it's super comfortable. I did not think so. I prefer probably just a cot with a nice pad, but that's basically just a bed at that point. I recently watched The Fourth Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I've been making my way through all those movies. And at the end of, I think it's the end of that movie, they just agree that camping's stupid. I can't completely agree with that, but they do kind of have a point. Like, why do we glorify sleeping in a bag on the ground? I don't know, it's kind of weird. I enjoy it. I love doing it. I've done it so much, but it is kind of weird. Brings me back to normalization. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Adios. If you asked me what the cutest animal in the world is, I would probably say puppies / dogs. There's a few other good ones out there. I don't know, sea lions, they're kind of the same thing, just of the water. They're not as good as dogs. One that's kind of up there for me that might not be up there for lots of people is cows. Today's word is cattle. So I thought I'd just go with cows because they're basically the same thing. I mean, well, they're the same thing. It's just cattle sounds like you're farming them, and cows makes them sound like cute animals. So for my job, I think I've explained this before, I have to go around campus and fill up all of the first aid kits on campus and a few places off campus. So my college has I don't know what you call it, agricultural science maybe? So we have this place called, well, I don't really know what it's called. It has an official name. I just refer to it as the animal place. It's where people who are getting into farming go. And so they've got a bunch of cows, a bunch of horses. They used to have a sheep, but they got rid of him for some reason. They've probably had other things there before. Horses? Did I already say horses? Probably. So every once in a while, I gotta go hang out with the cows. We're already at the end of this level. That was a pretty quick level. But yeah, I like cows. They're cute. You know what else is cute? subscribing. Not really, but you should do it anyways. Adios. Rather than going into the castle, I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to beat all of the bosses in each of the world now that we have each of them unlocked. I've been doing it in every world just because you usually have to fight them in each world to make it through the world. But I haven't shown you guys that because it's not like an official level. So I figured just doing it kind of like this would give you an idea of how easy it is for some of them and how hard it is to do it with others. I almost died right there. But we're good. So there's number 1, and this is going to be completely uncut unless I die. So hopefully I don't die. But I'm trying to... I don't really want to edit these videos too much. I'm just sitting down, recording some content. That's the wrong button. Here we go. I think that's actually the first time that I've pushed that button to go to the map like that. I might have done it once before. Can't remember for sure. Welcome back to World 7. We could also help a toad. We've never done that before, but I don't really care to. Up against Lakitu. I beat him earlier. I'm trying to think if there's any I didn't beat. I purposely killed myself when I got to the World 6 boss because you don't really... Oh boy. You don't really need to beat them to get past them. And so I just went ahead and... If you kill yourself immediately, and then once you're back on the map, if you immediately run to where you're trying to get to, you make it safely there every time. So, because I wasn't recording yet, that's what I did there. I think I've beat every other boss in the game so far. Yeah, no, I have. So this will be my first time doing these guys. Let's go, got it first try. Sometimes I swear I'm like trying to bump into these guys, and I just cannot jump into them. There's also different maps for these bosses. I'm not sure if every level has a different map, because I'm pretty sure this one you can have a few different of the rising and falling lifts. And then I know like in World 1 you can start with a big, maybe there's 2 big Goombas, maybe it's just 1. Or you can start with 8 little ones, or maybe 4 medium ones. I can't really remember. I don't know which other ones have different maps. I keep pushing the wrong button. Let's go to World 5 now. Back to the jungle. I think this one's the same each time. I actually had to do this one twice, maybe 3 times actually, just because of how I was playing. There's a few different piranha plants that you have to get by in this world. Luckily, I would argue the piranha plants are some of the easiest if you're just patient. It all just depends on how patient you are though. Okay, that was actually so easy. In the past, it's taken me a little bit longer to do it. That was definitely the fastest I've done that. That wasn't too bad. We're halfway through the world. We're at 3 minutes, so that's definitely going to be a little bit of a longer video this time, but I think you'll understand why. Next up, we've got Mr. Pufferfish. He's actually arguably easier with small power just because you can run on the water. I don't know if he's necessarily easier. He's definitely not harder than just doing it with a normal small Mario. The easiest with him would just be to use firepower so you can kill him. But yeah, it's kind of missed, but it works. Yeah, firepower would be the easiest with him, but using Super Small Mario compared to Small Mario, I would argue that Mini Mario is easier than just normal Small Mario on that one. You can run on the water, the things don't fall. It's good stuff. World 3 is the weirdest one to me, because you've got the little hammer bros. I'm not really sure what to call them. Oh yeah, see, I already killed one earlier, and he's still gone. I don't know what these guys are, but then... Oh wait, no, I'm totally getting this mixed up. I was totally getting this mixed up. Never mind, this completely makes sense. If I can kill him. I don't know if they ever jump lower down. I'm also not sure how I've missed him How am I missing him this many times? I don't think I can miss him that many times again, yet be that close if I even tried. Okay, we got him. Then we'll come over here and bop him from below. This one definitely has a different map, because last time I did this, it was a different map. So it's kind of fun that they have different maps on them. I don't know. Normally when I'm playing through, just normally playing, I don't really care for the mini games. And playing this modded, I already have 99 of every single power-up, so it's not like I need these. It's kind of fun though. World 2. I don't know if this is that hard. We'll have to see the map we get. This one can take a little bit of time to actually get into a boss fight. And I actually might have defeated all of them earlier. Nope, we've still got one left. So yeah, it might take us a second to get attacked by him. We'll just have to run back and forth. And you have to wait a second before running somewhere else. So, I mean, hypothetically speaking, we could be here for days. Yeah, this is... didn't really think this one through. If it's just a 1 in 6 chance every time, then, I mean, we've got to get it sooner or later. Can it show up in the same spot? I'm not sure. Let's come here. Does he always have to move one away from where he was? It looks like maybe. Okay, so if I come down, he goes... No, he can jump wherever. Come on, this is it. This is it. Bruh, I can't get into a game when I want to fight him, and then when I don't want to fight him, he always eats me. We might end with him. I'm going to go 3 more, and then if we don't get him, then we're going to go to World 1, fight that boss, and then we'll come back here. So this is just ridiculous. There's no way. I don't know how that works exactly, what the odds are of it. If it really was just a 1 in 6 chance of getting that, then we more than beat the odds right there. That was pretty crazy. This one's pretty easy, especially if we get the big guy, because we'll just simply not jump on him. We have 4 big guys, so 4 big guys. Parents, if you're in the room watching, I promise I'm family friendly. So, yep, that one's pretty easy. We just have to get back to World 2. We're at 7 minutes in this video. I'm almost to the point I can put a mid-roll ad in these. I promise I won't put any mid-rolls in these videos until I'm doing the compilation at the very end. I'll probably put a mid-roll in every 3 to 4 levels just because I have to earn money somehow, hopefully. And, I mean, I have a job, but that's lame. I'm gonna put this in like 4 times speed until I get into a match. Finally! Oh my goodness, literally what are the odds of that? Watch as I end up dying now, that would be so funny. Not really. Alright, let's go like this, and then can we snatch it before we... Oh no! Oh! I actually almost end up dying, that's mildly funny. Okay, we can snatch it just from the wall jump. The last 2 should be a little bit easier, I think. Just because they're a lot easier to see when we're fully on screen. If you guys have enjoyed this video, and you haven't yet, press the like button. It really helps out the channel. Hopefully you're already subscribed. If you're not subscribed, I mean, I'm not subscribed to too many people, so it's not a huge deal if you don't want to subscribe to me. But at least liking the video will help promote it to more people. So please do that if you haven't. And with all that, I'll see you back in World 8 in our next video. Adios. And we're back to World 8, doing our first castle in World 8. I don't really remember this castle too well. I don't think I played it too much as a child. And obviously I haven't played it at all as an adult, because... I mean, I definitely could play it as an adult, because I definitely am playing on my Wii right now, and not an emulator, because emulators may or may not be illegal. I don't actually know if emulators are illegal or not. My philosophy is, hypothetically speaking, if I ever were to play on an emulator, I wouldn't feel too bad as long as I own the game. You know, like, let's say that I had a Wii that I could play on, but I want to play on an emulator because it's the only way that I can record the content because I don't have a capture card, then I probably wouldn't feel too bad about the emulator because I still own the game. I mean, according to Nintendo, nobody owns the game. Nintendo's crazy sometimes, let me tell you. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, just hypothetically speaking, if I were to play on an emulator, it would just be so that I could record the content and upload it to YouTube. But that's all in a hypothetical world, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. We're gonna go ahead right here. Okay, I wasn't exactly sure where to go, and I didn't want to get squashed. Gotta be a little careful here. I might try to rush this one just a little bit. Yep, we're good. So far, so good. I remember the first time I played this level, and I was so confused why Kamek, I'm not really sure how to say his name. I was so confused why he was on the tower. I was expecting Bowser Jr. to be on the tower so bad. And then you can't see the rest of the world. And so then I was wondering like, oh, maybe it's a Bowser and little Bowser Jr., whatever his name is, not little Bowser. Maybe it's Bowser and Bowser Jr. combined into a end fight, which I think could have actually been super cool. I think that's what they ended up doing in one of the more recent Marios. You have to fight Bowser, but then Bowser Jr. is next to him fighting you as well. Kind of a fun idea, but obviously not what Nintendo had in mind. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna go about hitting him because we have to get above him and ground pound him. This might be just a little bit of a longer fight. Okay, we got a Thwomp in here. Thwomps could actually be kind of nice because, yeah, see, it's just, ooh, and I gotta make sure that he doesn't accidentally give me a red mushroom. That would be kind of really unfortunate if I ended up dying, or not dying, but getting a red mushroom and then feeling like I didn't actually complete it as Mini Mario. There's worse things that could happen. Okay, that's already 2 hits. I think it's just 3 hits with this boss, even though he's kind of like a, I don't know if you'd consider him a bigger boss. Okay, let's just get out of there, play it safe. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, he went to shoot another time. I got really worried that he was gonna shoot me there for a second. That's pretty good. I actually like that level a lot. Mini Mario as that level is definitely a little bit harder, but not as bad as I thought it might be. Thank you for watching. Adios. We are at the last water world, or last water level in any world, which is super exciting because I hate water levels. They're just the absolute worst. And this one's even like worse than worse because it's dark the entire time. Nobody wants that. It is what it is, and the other unfortunate part is I don't believe that I can use my smallness to run on top of the water. It's going to be completely underwater the entire time, as far as I'm aware. I don't completely remember this level. Oh, maybe not, because if there's lights up there, then maybe I can get up there. I do remember the anglerfish on this level. It's kind of fun that they added those in. So it looks like I could be up here. I don't know if it's really a good idea to be up here. Like, does it really help? Maybe. Maybe not. My light doesn't shine far enough forward for me to think that this is a great idea. I don't know, maybe we'll kill a guy here, kill a guy there. Oh, that was a close one. Yeah, I'm just not bright enough by myself. This is definitely risky. So far, so good. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it would have been better to just go under. I think there would have been too many falling stones. So light is going to be a little bit of a big deal on this one just because of, I mean, anything could kill me at any given moment. I don't need that star coin, so it's definitely not worth releasing 4 squid. If you guys remember, I don't think it was World 1. I can't remember which world it was. It was probably World 4. So it might have been just World 1. Squid are so obnoxious. They're bad enough when you're normal Mario. When you're small Mario and you can't take a single hit. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, please don't kill me. Okay, so, yep, we're good, we're good. I think there's a secret somewhere in this level now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so yep, we're good. Still good. Please tell me that's the end of the level. That was actually super easy if it was. I completely forgot about daily words because we didn't even need one in this one. Now that should be the end of the level. Watch this pro gamer move. That was pretty easy with Small Mario. All right, well, that's water levels cleared. Let's go ahead and get into the next level. Thank you all for watching. Adios. We're on 8-5. I believe this is the level with the lava waves because I remember a lava wave one. Oh no, it's so much worse. Yeah, nope, this is going to be the worst level just by far. Oh my goodness, I hate my controller right now. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. There is a level that sure enough requires lots of movement controls. What do you call them? Yeah, movement. I can't think of the word right now, and I'm too focused to think about it right now. I could have sworn there was a... Oh wait, no, we already played the one with waves. I just wasn't thinking. Yeah, we already played that one actually. So there's just this one, and then I think the next level we play will be Rising Lava. I think it's a vertical level. I'm hoping that being small doesn't hurt me too bad in that level. We'll just have to see. This is actually a pretty fun level. I'm pretty sure tons of bomb-oms come parachuting down at some point. I remember playing this level quite a bit when I was younger. I don't know, it's a pretty good one. It's just not the best level when you're kind of have a broken controller. Oh, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Okay, we're safe. And I think to get that star coin down there, either you need flying power, but I think you can also use, if you jump on a bomb, you can throw it down there. And if the bomb hits it, then it counts. Oh, and there's birds in this level. I told you guys earlier that the ghost house was the only level with birds. But I guess I remembered wrong. Ooh, almost died there. Okay, so far so good. Yep, I'm pro gamer. I'm literally him. Let's not die here. Okay, still good. I have to focus on so much right now, like even the birds coming back. I think that if I don't kill the birds, that they might just keep coming back. I'm not gonna try to kill them though. It's just too risky. Please tell me this is the end of the level. Oh, this is so the end of the level. Let's go. Okay, so if we go like this, and then we flatten out, we're in the pipe. We did that first try. I might not need to speak too soon if there's like one little guy waiting. Nope, there's nothing at the end. All right, let's go. I thought that was gonna be way harder just because of the World 7 castle. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Adios. And here we are at the Rising Lava level. I'm 90% sure it's Rising Lava. Or maybe it's asteroids that fall down from the sky and you have to climb. Nope, or maybe it's both actually. Sure enough, it is Rising Lava. I think it's a future Mario game, one that they released later on, that has the asteroids that fall from the sky. And you have to climb upwards. Or maybe that's Donkey Kong. I'm actually considering doing a Donkey Kong series after I'm done with this series. It would be probably just for Donkey Kong Country Returns. Though I technically could do it for any of the Donkey Kongs. Huh, maybe being Mini Mario is nice after all. It is just barely too tall for us to jump all the way up there. So that's kind of sad. Let's go ahead and grab a quick daily word. Sprag. Do you guys know what sprag means? I have no idea what a sprag is, and I'm not gonna look it up right now. Low key, it sounds like a slur. No! No! Yes! I'm so good at this game! Oh my goodness! No, we're keeping this alive. We have to now. There's no way I just survived that. Oh, we have to go down. This could be really bad if I'm not careful. Okay, yep, you jump up. and I jump up, and we're going to try our best to stay alive. I think that being small Mario is actually kind of helpful in this level. I think normally you might have to do a lot more wall jumping, because this is supposed to be kind of the last level before the end of the game, before the boss fights. Other than the dinosaur train, which we'll get to next. I think that one's technically considered the last level. That one's also pretty hard. This has been really easy with Mini Mario though. If you ever have to beat this level, maybe Mini Mario is the way to go. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you guys haven't. Double tap that, well, don't double tap the video, I'll just pause it, but like the video if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios. And here we are at probably the second best level in the game. The last level is definitely the best level, so stick around for that. But this level, oh, this level just gives me like major nostalgia. I love this level. I think it's so much fun. We'll have to see how I do as Mini Mario. I don't actually think I've ever played this level as Mini Mario before. I don't think it's gonna be too much harder than just playing it as normal, but we'll have to see. There's a few spots that I might have to do a few quick jumps. Looks like I just have to overshoot everything. No way, I survived! I'm so good at this! Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, I'll try to be quiet. It's not even 10 p.m. yet. 10 p.m. is quiet hours for our apartment complex. So, it was at 9 p.m. that I said hopefully I can finish this within the next hour. It's now 9:53 p.m. So, I didn't quite do that. But I was close. And no, this is way harder. Playing this as Mini Mario is way harder than playing it as normal Mario. Okay, that's pretty good. I think that I'm going to claim the checkpoint here. If you guys see a cut, then it means I died. But we're going to try and survive this all in one go. I'm really hopeful. This is fun. It's way harder surviving like this. Okay, still good, still good. Yeah, that mid-air shake or that mid-air twirl really saves me in so many scenarios. Okay, I can't remember what comes next, which might be a little bit of a problem. Nope, we're good. Okay, well, that's 3/4 of the way through. So we're on to our last stretch. This is by far, man, probably my favorite level to play. Which, I mean, it's not surprising. It's like my favorite level. But as Mini Mario, it's a whole new challenge. Let's just come up here immediately. And then I think that as long as we're not trying to go for coins or anything, that it's actually going to be really easy to beat this. Yeah, we're like basically at the end. Bam, look at that. That was pretty smooth. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the boss fight. The first one. Adios. Here we go. We are at Bowser's Airship. By the way, I looked up what a sprag is. It's basically just a piece of a brake. I think specifically, I don't know if it's for bike brakes. I think it's mostly used on bike brakes. Also, my neighbors were being a little loud. I highly doubt that you guys can hear them laughing. They do this all the time. It's like, I think they try to scare each other. And so I'll just hear one of them scream and the other laughs. So I don't think it's loud enough to come through the microphone. But if you're kind of confused as to what a sound is, it's probably them. Okay, so far so good. I don't think I have much to say about a sprag. I used to take my bike to the bike jumps. I was, I guess you could say, pretty decent. Not really. Compared to someone who actually knows how to go on bike jumps, I'm not that good. I actually used to crash my bike basically every summer. And I just don't really ride my bike too much anymore other than to get to work. And I even got in a crash doing that one time. It wasn't my fault. A guy hit me. He broke my bike, but I was able to take it to my dad and he bent it back into place, so that was good. And I don't yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Oh, I biked up and over the Continental Divide one time. That's cool. If you don't know what that is. So, near Yellowstone National Park. It's probably actually lots of other places too, but this is just where I did it. It was just right outside Yellowstone. There's what's called the Continental Divide, and everything on one side of the mountain drains into the Atlantic Ocean, and everything on the other side of the mountain drains into the Pacific Ocean, which I guess is a Pacific Ocean. And so this was the longest bike trail or ride that I've ever done. It was... oh, it was over 25 miles, I know that much, because it had to be. I think it ended up being probably 27, maybe 28 miles. It was pretty long. Also, this is first try. If there's a quick cut here, it means I died, because I don't want to replay and commentate all of that again, but hopefully I can do this first try. So yeah, I biked up over the Continental Divide, and it was a bit much. It was, I think it was 13 miles uphill, and then 8 miles downhill, and then the remaining like 5 or so miles, however long it was, I'm not exactly sure, was just from biking to our campsite afterwards. And I'm actually the only kid there who didn't get off his bike a single time. I don't know what everyone else was doing. They're just too weak, I guess. So there was this one part of the divide where you have to ride on an old railroad bed. So it's just sandy everywhere, and it's awful. Also, we're gonna beat it. Watch this. Oh, nope, that was not this. That was not the spot. This is it. This is it. Please. Yes, barely got him right there. So it's just super sandy. It was super hard to ride on, but I was determined not to get off my bike. So I was like, nope, not getting off. I'll be quiet for this cutscene. It's kind of important. He's tiny. Yeah, pretty good. And then we also have to watch this cutscene. When I watched this cutscene as a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, however old I was, my mind was shook. I could not believe what was happening. I probably yelled at the TV. I was just like, absolutely no way. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And to be fair, it's probably the best level of maybe any Mario game to ever exist. It's so good. So if you guys want to see it, then I guess join me on my next video. Also, this little spot that I'm standing right now, you can never come back to this spot. Once you move, there's no coming back here. So here we are at Bowser's Castle. I'll see you guys in the next video. Here we are at the final castle. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. This is my 4th try at this, and it's kind of embarrassing because I died twice, and I'll show you where I died twice. Right here. So there's a little one that jumps, and then there's a big one that jumps, and I died to that big one that jumps twice. And then my 3rd death was just because I started the level without a mini mushroom, so I just instantly killed myself. So hopefully we can do it basically first try. This is our first try after getting this far. We're gonna have to come down here. Yep, still good. So yeah, it's kind of embarrassing that I died 3 times within the first like 10 meters of the level, but hopefully we can get the rest now. We'll just have to see. Yep, so far so good. Oh, look at that, I'm basically flying. And for the sake of it, should we get all of the star coins? I don't think so, just because, okay, I might have just messed up. Let's come backwards now. And then go like this. Yep, that's the way to do it. I think the last star coin might be super, super hard to get. And so I don't know if it's worth it. We'll have to see. The second one's pretty easy. And actually that first part of the level, as long as you're not dying to the literal second boss or literal second bad guy that you see, I think being mini is kind of helpful, at least for beating it quickly. Oh, look at that. Now we're so ahead of everything. We're gonna come up here. Yeah, being small is not a bad thing on this level. Somehow we do have to get over here. That'll work. And then do you think that I could wait here? Oh, that's lava. So good. Yeah, being small is actually kind of easy. It's not going to be easy in a second here. We skip the mid mark just in case we end up dying. If I beat this right now, I'm basically counting this as first try. Those first deaths were stupid deaths. It wasn't even like, oh, Bowser killed me. It was literally the easiest guy in the game to avoid, and I just jumped straight into him. It was pretty pathetic. Oh, look at me. I'm too good. Do you think I can wall jump in here? We're gonna test it out, maybe. Big day. Alright, watch this. He's gonna come a little closer, and then we're gonna go like this. It's so easy. Oh my goodness, being small is so easy. Wait, there's only one part of this level that actually might be harder as Mini Mario. I was expecting it to be so much harder. I meant, wait, this is the end of the game. There's no more of the level. Okay, it was probably pretty obvious that that wasn't the boss battle. That would have been pretty pathetic. Yeah, I can't even, like, explain how much I was freaking out the first time I played this. I probably died so many times. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and jump, and then we're gonna go up through that hole. And we just have to stay ahead of him at all times as much as we can. Ooh, that was actually kind of close. Yep, so far so good. It's really not that hard until we get to the point where we have to be on kind of like half flying platforms. And being small actually lets me be in the air longer, so it does kind of let me control. Ooh, should we? Should we? I think we should. We might as well. Okay, hopefully that's enough right there. Yeah, we can get through up there if we can just actually get up there. This is getting a little dangerous, I will admit. Might need to be a little more careful here. Ooh, okay, yep, that was a close one. This is where I expect it to actually get a little hard. Let's just try to get ahead of him, because there's no need to wait for him. He's just gonna send lava waves towards us, and it's just gonna make everything so much harder once the lava waves start coming. So we can kind of speed run this section, and yeah, being small is not hurting right now. No, don't kill me. Let's go. Too good. I'm basically flying through this thing. No, being small is so easy in this game. No. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm insane. I am insane. I just saved that so hard. Oh my goodness, there is absolutely no way that I couldn't repeat that even if I wanted to. That was like photo finish. I could not ask for a better finish to the game. That was absolutely insane. Full-grown man right here, by the way, freaking out at Mario. Boy, do I feel unemployed, but oh my goodness. That was a pretty good save. You guys gotta admit. Thank you all so much for watching this. I guess we'll play the credits after this because they made that a thing. Oh my goodness. I thought I just threw the entire thing. I was so scared because, like, I mean, I'd want to show that footage somehow. No way she just bent over. It's so funny. I don't think he's going to be small after this, unfortunately, so that's a little sad. My heart is racing right now. I can't believe I saved that. Trying to wall jump on one side. Yeah, he's not small anymore, so that's stupid. Sir, you were small. You should have stayed small. Oh, so yeah, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. Whether this was the first time you've seen one of these videos or like the 50th plus. It's great to have you here. There's still a little bit. I don't know if you guys really care to see the rest of the video, and that's completely fine if you want to leave. It's not the most exciting thing. If you've never seen it before, I guess I'll show you, because it's creative, but I don't know. This is actually the worst part of playing this as a kid. I remember so many times I would beat the boss level and then just turn the Wii off because I didn't want to see all the credits and the cutscene. I was playing it for the coolness of the boss level, not for the stupid post scene. And here we go. We're in the credits. And this is so creative. I'm gonna point something out to you guys once I see it come up. I don't really know if there's like an optimal way to do it. Basically, if you stand so that you're standing on 2 bricks, then you'll break 2 bricks at the same time. And that's one way to get a few more coins that you wouldn't normally get, because you're just twice as likely to hit coins. Oh, it's so nice to have that done. 71 minutes ago, or I guess just 70 minutes ago, I said that I was hoping I could beat the game within an hour. So to only take an extra 10-15 minutes, that's really not too bad. I don't even think I died too many times. Did we die in one of the boss levels? I can't remember. We did pretty good for the most part. I really can't think. Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard it right there, because the game audio is already kind of quiet, and then it was already quiet in the background too. But Princess Peach just said, "I'll be waiting for you at the castle on the night of the Star Festival," which is a reference to Super Mario Galaxy, because that's how Super Mario Galaxy starts out. Which is kind of cool that they reference that. I actually just watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie a few days ago, as of recording this. I think I'm good to spoil stuff from the movie, now that it's probably been out for quite some time. I don't really have anything to say about it, other than, before I watched the movie, I was hoping that they would play the post-credit scene, not the post-credit scene, but just the credits song that plays in Super Mario Galaxy. I was hoping that they would play that as the credits song in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And that is how they actually started the credits, so I called that one. But then they mashed it up with like all sorts of other songs, which was probably better, honestly. So many good songs from the Mario series. It's a pretty fun series. I think that's just about the end, right? I don't know. I think I've got like over 300 coins before, so maybe not. I don't have anything to talk about. I should have looked up a word. I'll get a quick word. Oh, bronze. I'm not bronze. Oh, he taps his foot. Isn't that interesting? Third place. Third place. I've never got better than third place in anything. Just kidding. Oh, look at all these coins. So good. And then I think when it gets to the end, which should be right here. Yeah, all of these are double coins. And we end with 266 coins. Not too bad. But again, thank you all so much for watching. This was a really fun series to make. I made it all in the course of a day, but I'll upload it over the next like 3 weeks, I think. So subscribe, like if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in some of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and adios.